Happy birthday to me.
My childhood home destroyed. Now my daddy don't got a house, and neither do I.
Happy birthday to me.
And I have money being stolen from me constantly. I don't know how to disconnect his bank account from it. But he has all my money and I have nothing. So fuck yeah.
Can you stop recording me?
No, this is so I know you don't come inside this house. The host doesn't want you here.
I'm not coming inside.
They don't even want you on this property, and I have to go.
Can I hit that vape?
No.
Happy birthday, dear me, motherfucker. Happy birthday to me.
So I'm back in. I'm in a hotel, and now I'm doing.
You're doing what you gotta do.
I'm doing what I gotta do. SW.
You can hate me for it right fucking now. I will forever encourage the victims of to just stay fucking quiet, because nothing is gonna happen. Nothing is gonna go your way. Nobody will fucking believe you, and if they do, you are so lucky. You're so lucky, because all I want in this world is my mom. That's all I want is my mom.
It's over.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we are talking about Khalie the Flower Girl, or Lily the Flower Girl, or Call Me Spider Lily. And those are just a few of her social medias. She has YouTube, Fansly, Clapper, Telegram, which we will get into a lot of those later on. First, we need to get into who Khalie is. Now, if you do not recognize her name or her face, you may recognize her voice.
Hey motherfuckers, my name is Khalie. Let's clean the back room, which is also where the kids hang out whenever they come over. First, we gotta figure out how to get in there. I'm using a can opener, and then I use something else. I don't know what it's called, but it's shaped like an S. And this is what I am met with. I have used this room as a storage room as none of my little siblings came over for a while. Come with me to clean my Resident Evil 7 pantry. I know it looks like an abandoned house, but I actually live here. Everybody has actually abandoned this pantry except for the rats and the gnats, and the mice and the flies. But today my mom came over and wanted to help me set up some furniture, so I decided this is where the trash can is gonna go. Rating different mold in my house, part 1, and some honorable mentions. So obviously we're gonna start in the bathroom. We got the shower curtain in 2023. I think it's terrifying. It was cute though at first. Hey motherfuckers, my name's Khalie. I just got back from a friend's house, so you know what that means. Time to clean the mess that's been made in the last 3 days I have not been here. I thought it would be a whole lot worse, but it was not bad whatsoever. So whoop whoop, and by the way, they were selling fruit on the streets.
So this is basically how I became aware of Khalie once again. I was just on TikTok scrolling, someone was talking about her, and then I recognized her voice, and I was like, wait, that's not that same girl, is it? And I will tell you what, since she started going viral in mid 2024 with these cleaning videos, so much has happened. So I know I put the trigger warning in the beginning. I'm gonna talk about it here again, okay? Because there is going to be a lot to this video and some pretty dark topics are gonna get covered. So just be prepared for that. And if you're not, just go ahead and click off. That's okay. So sometime in 2022 is when she began to post on TikTok. I believe she was 16 at the time. She was posting kind of things you would expect a 16-year-old to post. Lip syncing videos, skits with her friends, duetting some things, very much normal teenager stuff. Now, when she started posting her cleaning videos, that is when her views started to skyrocket. And the condition of her family's home was deplorable. It was infested with rats, cockroaches, gnats, all the bugs. Any bug that you can think of probably found a home in that house. Now, I wouldn't call it a hoarder home, but people definitely were not cleaning. Honestly, from the looks of it, it felt more like a trap house, which there is a difference between a trap house and a hoarder home. Both are not great, but there's a difference. So Khalie decided she didn't want to live like that anymore, and she started posting videos of her cleaning up the house. And that really resonated with people. It was honestly really inspiring to see a teenager do whatever she could to make her home better, not only for herself, but for her siblings. It wasn't her fault she was in that situation, but she was taking the steps that she was capable of doing to make the situation better, not only for herself, but for her siblings, and that wasn't her job, but she was stepping up to the plate anyway. So all of this leads to the question, how did the home get into this condition in the first place? Number one, it is an old house. So things are going to break, there's going to be issues, and when these things start happening and you either choose not to fix those things or you financially cannot fix those things, then they just start to pile up. Obviously, people made quite a few assumptions about her dad, so Khalie posted this here showing that the home wasn't always in this condition and talking about how her dad has a lot of mental health issues, and after her parents divorced, he did not take it well. Now, she says in this post it has nothing to do with drug use from her dad, but in some of the videos when she's cleaning and picking up garbage, you can see beer cans or beer boxes and things like that. So I would suspect that maybe there is an alcohol problem, but I don't think that's ever been confirmed. That's purely my speculation. And just because there is some beer boxes around doesn't mean there is an alcohol problem. I'm just guessing, okay? But when her parents split, I do believe Khalie was living with her mom for a period until something happened.
How I got expelled from high school. One of my ex-friends ODs on campus, and I was sort of just that girl that you could go to if you wanted medication. By medication, I mean ibuprofen, Tylenol, motion sickness meds, Dramamine. Well, a bunch of people at school wanted to feel like they were helping after she OD'd, coming forward to the school police officer letting them know that they witnessed me give her the medication. I did not like her, and I would have never given her medication. Anyway, she was unconscious for the OD. I was in a potential investigation. I was interrogated and read my rights. I was told I would be charged as an adult if she were to die for something I did not do. Essentially, DEA got involved, Child Protective Services got involved, everybody at the school was involved, and they were waiting for her to wake up for her to tell them I did it. After the interrogation, I was told that I was suspended indefinitely, and they told me that there is a zero tolerance policy for medication on campus since they couldn't get me for, of course, of someone who was still alive. This was scary for me because she was in critical condition at the time. She woke up and told them I didn't give her anything. She said where she got the medication, and I was expelled for the over-the-counter medication on school campus. That is the reason I'm expelled. I was checked because of the overdose, which I was not guilty for. 3 months later, the same school police officer tells the judge about her overdose story, to where they put me on probation and gave me community service. But I never did the community service because I was in the hospital the whole time. It's been 2 years and I haven't been back to school. Thank you.
According to her, this situation caused her to be expelled not only from this school, but from every school in the county.
Get ready with me to go to my little sister's graduation. I'm actually not allowed on any school property in my county because I had motion sickness pills whenever I was 15. So I am expelled from every school in the county.
And while this situation was obviously very significant in Khalie's timeline, I don't think was the main reason why she went back and lived with her dad. Khalie and her mom seem to have had a pretty rocky relationship with lots of ups and downs. Khalie's mom has even been known to get into her subreddits and the discords and talk about Khalie, which kind of feels really icky to me. But Khalie made some accusations against her then stepdad, and her mom has denied it, and accused Khalie of lying, which as we get farther into the video, you guys will see Khalie does lie, and she lies a lot. But still, something just does not sit right with me when a mother just so blatantly does not believe her child. So another thing about Khalie is she is a singer/songwriter. It's actually not that bad, some of her songs. There's been a couple times where I've been scrolling through her videos and I kind of found myself nodding along, not even realizing that it's her song. And she really does seem to use her music as an outlet for her emotions. I wanted to put this song in here that she wrote that I think is about the alleged abuse that she suffered at the hands of her stepdad. At least when I listen to it, that's what I think she is talking about. The part that I wanted to talk about of her song is this. Why did you touch me? Why did she hush me? I've been asking myself every day, why did you touch me? Which is the obvious reason why I think this song is about the situation with her stepdad and her mom not believing her. And from what I've gathered through the subreddit, a lot of people actually believe her on this because trauma that happens at a young age can really change how your brain works. And it's not surprising to see behavior that she is doing currently from someone who was traumatized so young. But just because it could explain her behavior, it doesn't excuse her behavior. For the most part, you cannot control the things that happen to you, but you can control what you do and how you treat other people. So as I said before, even though she had been posting since 2022, she did not go viral until early to mid 2024 when she started posting the cleaning videos. Her platform grew very quickly with hundreds of thousands of followers, over 18 million likes, and this was across multiple platforms. She was showing a lot of worrisome, to say the least, things about her home. Things like leaks from the ceiling, holes in the floor, bug infestations, a major black mold problem, which was very evident in a particular AC unit that she kept in her room that she lovingly named Bob.
Let's clean my black mold air conditioner. Spoiler alert, it does not get clean. My AC's name is Bob, and he is surrounded by foam, not even to insulate the room, but to keep mice out and to keep my AC from dripping all over my bed, causing it to mold even more. Because that's why I moved my bed away from my AC in the first place. But since I didn't have any fans and I was really hot, I decided I don't care and that I was moving my bed to my air conditioner. You guys put these expectations on me that I should be afraid of black mold since I have emetophobia. It's called desensitization. Since nobody gave me an AC no matter how much I begged, I did get mine out of the garbage.
One of her followers actually bought her a new AC unit, which is why she had the funeral for Bob. Okay, so I don't know the whole situation with her dad, but this particular thing with the AC unit really frustrates me because those small window units like that really don't cost that much money. Even if he was on disability or something, I feel like he could put like a very small amount away each month to save for a new AC unit for her. Maybe he was, I don't know. And even if he couldn't afford the AC unit, I also put the blame on her mother as well. Now, she wasn't living with her mother and that wasn't her mother's house to maintain, but she saw, obviously through the videos, the condition that her daughter was living in. So I just personally feel like for safety reasons, if that was my kid, that's what I would do. Just because of the health risks that are associated with breathing in black mold or being exposed to black mold. There was obviously mold all over that house, but at least this mold wouldn't have been blowing her directly in the face. Now, to give her mom some credit, there were a couple videos that Khalie mentioned that her mom helped her fix a couple things around the house. So she wasn't completely avoiding the situation, but for some reason I am just kind of hyperfixating on this stupid AC unit. Another thing that became very apparent among the videos is Khalie was the only one doing any sort of cleaning around the house. There would be times that she would go and stay at a friend's house for a few days, and when she would come back and there would just be bottles all over the floor. There was one particular video that there was vomit in the sink, or cans of cat food that were open and they just threw the empty cans on the ground, didn't actually put them in the trash can. The trash can would be overflowing. Open beer boxes, just obviously no one in the house was cleaning. Khalie blames a lot of it on her little siblings, which I agree with. I believe that that is the case. But yet again, this responsibility should have been on her father to either teach your children how to clean up after themselves or you also clean up after yourselves. It's really messed up to see your daughter really working her ass off to help make it a clean environment for all of you, and then when she's not there, you just do nothing. Well, now your next thought is she has this very large platform and all of these views. She should be able to have enough money to be able to move out on her own. But despite having all of these views, she wasn't actually making any money. See, you have to be 18 to make money on TikTok. So she started an Amazon wish list for originally cleaning supplies to help her keep doing these videos and to keep improving her home. But these wish lists are when things started to go downhill for Khalie.
Hey motherfuckers, it's time for an Amazon wishlist haul. All of you guys deserve appreciation, so I'm making this video. I got a Blink Mini Pan Tilt camera. It's time to catch these motherfuckers who are making these messes. This camera will be in the sitting room, the pet room, African net sponges because apparently they're better than loofahs. Y'all send me so many things on Amazon, and sometimes it takes me a few days to get through it all. Nothing against anybody, but things get overwhelming. Look at my tower of LaCroix. One of my friends helps manage my Amazon wishlist for me, and at one point I did get to decide everything that went on there, but now I get to discuss it with another person, making sure that what I am doing is a smart decision. Left this in here so y'all can see my dog. And absolutely nothing against my old list manager, but I do want to make something clear. I have no idea what's wrong with me mentally that makes it so hard for me to read instructions. You can be telling me exactly what to do, but I can't fucking read instructions. It's impossible for me to get it right. That's why I would never add furniture to my wish list. I literally have meltdowns whenever I can't figure something out. I just avoid it now because I hate feeling stupid and defeated. But I used to have an interior designer be my list manager. They added furniture, tables, shelves, a couch. They bought it themselves, and every time I tried to set anything up, I failed. Nobody helps me set anything up, and I just don't know how. So all the boxes on the other side of the porch, that is furniture I don't know how to set up. I'm not ungrateful, I think I'm just undiagnosed. Probably somewhat intellectually damaged.
So the list became much more than just cleaning supplies. Food, drinks, furniture that she didn't even use because she said she didn't know how to put it together and that she could not figure out how to put it together. Certain pet care items, personal items. I think people have sent her perfume, things like that. And people obviously sent these things because they wanted to help her. They wanted to make her life a bit easier, because I can imagine that there was quite a few people who maybe saw themselves in her situation. Maybe they themselves were in a situation where they could not control their surroundings, where their parents weren't doing what they were supposed to do and they were just biding their time until they could get out. So despite some of the items being questionable, people still sent them anyway because, again, they wanted to help a kid. So, of course, the next step is to start a GoFundMe. So according to this very nicely laid out timeline that I found on Reddit, thank you so much, a total of 3 GoFundMe was made at this point, and each one had something to do with her gaining her independence and moving out of her father's home. So between the 3 of them, it was around $21,000 that was raised.
Hey motherfuckers, my name is Khalie, come clean with me. So now I know why y'all told me to post on IG Reels. I've been called the craziest words today. It's like going viral all over again. I don't enjoy it too much because they obviously do not have a filter over there, but damn, these motherfuckers will wish death on you, threaten you, call CPS on you for having old paper in your house. Like, I seriously don't get it, and TikTok is so much kinder. I will continue posting on Instagram Reels. It's because they have honestly helped me a lot. They've given my GoFundMe so much attention. I'm getting so much more help than I was before, despite all of the terrible hate I'm getting. But yeah, they're really fucking mean, y'all. And I'm very happy that posting about my living situation has helped so many people here. I'm so glad that I can help you, and I'm so glad that I can make you feel less alone. I want to thank everybody who helped me reach my goal on my GoFundMe. It will still be an option to donate if that's what you want to do, because I still will not be able to leave until I am 18, but you did make that a whole lot easier for me, and I cannot thank you enough. Genuinely don't know what I ever did to deserve it, nor did I ever expect to reach the goal, and surpass the goal a bit. So thank you for absolutely everything. My Cash App is for my personal use now. The GoFundMe is for future use. Thank you so much for being here.
So I believe it was around this time that the audience started becoming more aware of Khalie's boyfriend, Preston. Khalie and Preston met on Snapchat when she was a mere 16 years of age and he was 21. And apparently Preston had had a history of talking to minors. I'm going to go ahead and just put in the screenshots of some of the conversations that people put out there of Preston and the people accusing him of assault and grooming them, and also a couple stories that people have posted about their experience with dating him. I'm just going to leave it here and you guys can pause to read. thing that is interesting in the screenshots, there is a foot incident that is talked about with Preston that wasn't exactly consensual, and this is a song that Khalie wrote about him. I do believe it is deleted now, but yeah, let's just say it coincides.
A 22-year-old with a foot fetish, and I'm a 17-year-old who went really manic. I bought a shit ton of clothes from Ross just for less. I made him drop all his toes. I was the youngest yet. He never dated anybody who was 7.
You're right, Khalie. He just dated girls who were much, much younger. So I think we have established that Preston, also known as Pea Stain, is not a good person. So what people did not realize is he became her social media manager, and the GoFundMes were directly linked to his bank account, not Khalie's. Khalie later states that the reason why that is because she didn't think she could make a bank account and she didn't know how to make a bank account, which is just a running theme when it comes to Khalie. I pointed that out earlier with the furniture. She said she did not know how to read instructions and that she just would not be able to figure out how to put furniture together, so she didn't even bother trying. So Khalie and Pea Stain go MIA. And you can see some of these comments in her video asking, "Where are you? Is everything okay? We miss you, blah, blah, blah." And it turns out Khalie and Preston had left on vacation. She was gone for about a month or so, and during that time, they blew all of the money. That money was not meant for her and Preston to go on vacation. That money was to give her a helping hand, to help her get into an apartment or to buy a vehicle. Nobody said she couldn't have a boyfriend, but that money wasn't meant for him. It was meant for her. Preston actually bought a vehicle with that money and put it in his name. And the only reason her followers even found out about this is because her mom updated the GoFundMe. Because while they were gone, even her family didn't know where she was. And I believe they reported her as a runaway.
To clean my house after being returned home after being reported as a runaway. I'm no longer reported as a runaway. But there are now rumors I am on drugs that my own parents believe. Apparently I was spotted passing around a certain kind of pipe, and I'm genuinely so confused because, what the fuck? And people are like, you can just tell she's been abused and has been abusing drugs. I have not. I'm clean as it gets. I'm not even on antidepressants anymore. My own brother and mother are starting these rumors, but I would pass absolutely any and every single test that was given, if given, including a pregnancy test or a test. The amount of things going on the internet about me right now is actually fucking insane. I'm not bashing anybody, but I also haven't blocked anybody at all, unless you're on here directly trying to spread misinformation. I don't like shit being said about me that's not true. And there are way too many things being said about me right now that is not true. Wish I was able to explain better more of my situation, but it would violate the community guidelines on TikTok, and they banned me from the community they talk shit about me on Reddit. I kinda just get to watch it all happen and hear all the fucking misinformation be spread about me. I am most baffled by the fact that people think that I am doing, medications that I should not be doing. I know that I was places I should not have been, but you probably would have been too. It's not fair that everybody always wants to call me a minor when it comes to my relationship, but I am not allowed to say that I'm a minor because I am pulling the minor card. I am playing the victim. It's honestly so fucking infuriating. My relationship has nothing to do with you. I will be 18 in less than 3 weeks. No GoFundMe money has been misused. And no, I do not have a Cash App that anybody can donate to because I have been mass reported. Still struggling pretty badly. Doesn't really make it better to go home. My mom completely dropping me. Now let's look at the bright side, or brown.
For a little bit, Khalie tried to ignore it and then also defend it in the comments. Eventually, she was forced to make a video explaining everything, which is now deleted, by the way.
More in depth of what really went on. And I guess I'm gonna start. Fuck, it feels so weird talking to a camera. God. I guess I'm gonna start off by saying I didn't think that I could make my own bank account. And you know who wanted to help me set up a GoFundMe. So he linked it to his bank account. So every donation that I got went straight to him in his bank account. And I didn't know how much money I had other than whenever I'd look at the GoFundMe and actually look at the screen and see what was on there. But other than that, I didn't know what was on, how much money I really had. Nor can I really grasp how much money that was. That was a year's worth of salary. It was It's like someone's salary. Like, that was a shit ton of money. But to sum it up and be a little bitch, I'm gonna say this motherfucker got mad at his dad. So he came to Tennessee. Of course, whenever he came, I was 17, he was 22. Of course, whenever he came, I wanted to see him for longer. He was booking places for $600 a week. I never booked a single place, but I also never had access to my money. And I am not trying to take away accountability in this situation, because I know I should be held accountable, and I am more sorry than anything to everyone and anyone who felt like they had to donate to me. And I don't want to be a bitch, but I will lose them either fucking way no matter what I say, because I cannot tell the truth. But apparently I'm manipulative and I'm a liar, and that shit really gets to my head. Either way, fuck, man. Yeah, we blew like $18,000 in a month, and I didn't even get to see it all go away.
There is a longer explanation video that is still out there. I will leave a link down in the description in case you guys want to go watch it. I feel like at the time there was quite a few people who wanted to be understanding with her situation, because she is a mentally ill teenager and who just got handed a butt ton of money. So it's really not that surprising that she wouldn't know how to manage it. And if the story she is saying is true, that she let somebody that she obviously loved and trusted at the time help her manage it, you can see how they can be easily taken advantage of. Now, when I say she is mentally ill, I'm not just coming up with that. Khalie herself has talked about it many, many times. I don't know what she's been formally diagnosed with, but she does come out with many different phobias or different disorders, and in fact the list on that is starting to get pretty long, and that is something that we'll get into later on. So obviously after Khalie admitted to mishandling the funds, more information started coming out about Preston. In fact, there's even this phone call of his own brother confronting him about grooming Khalie.
Okay, so you lied to me about blocking her, right? This couple months ago. How,
yeah.
You lied to me, right?
I mean, probably. We both did. It's not just me.
What? I just don't understand, like, why you feel the need to have to talk to a 17-year-old girl, Preston. I read the whole Reddit thread. Apparently you guys went on a vacation and she had like $21,000 on her card, and now she has $3,000. I basically need you to tell me, what have you done with this girl? Have you had sex with this girl?
No.
Is that a lie?
I'm not going to explain any information that does not need to be said, over the phone call, because it is my life, and,
Preston, you realize that's illegal. That's a felony, right? You realize there's people trying to get police involved on Reddit and all this stuff?
I know you know what's going on. It's been going on for months.
Why do you keep involving yourself in this, Preston? It's not okay. You're grooming this girl that is in a poor situation, and you've used her money to buy yourself.
And then there was this phone call that was also leaked of Khalie and Preston talking about how he has CP of her on his phone.
What the minor says does not matter.
Okay, but listen, if the police were ever involved, I'm saying silent. Like, I can tell really whatever, but there's no proof of anything.
Except there's a little bit.
Right?
Except there is a little bit.
And you think nobody gives a fuck?
Sure, nobody gives a fuck, but there are some things that you would probably want to delete if they did get, a search warrant for your phone. Sorry, the dog in the room. I think he's itchy. Hey, miss, go back. Shut up. Anyway, yeah, if they had a search warrant for your phone, you'd want to, delete some stuff, because that would be considered CP because it's minor.
Yeah, I'm correct on that one, so.
I really hope so. The Snapchat ain't so protective.
Well, there's no fucking, nobody's gonna do shit about that.
Yeah, but Preston, after I turn 18, that needs to be gone anyway.
What needs to be gone?
Some videos that you and I took that you might want to delete, that you took of me that you might want to delete, because I was 17 in those recordings, meaning that can be considered CP, and you don't want to get charged with that. You really don't.
Listen, nobody's gonna be doing shit about that.
Okay, but you might want to just to be safe, Preston, you don't know how far people can take it. And if you were to just completely get uninvolved with me, that doesn't even matter at that point. That's still stuff that needs to be off of your phone.
It doesn't even matter if you remove it. They can still pull it back.
Well, you would really hate to have that on your record, Preston, and that would suck to have on your record, and it would suck to get jobs if that's on your record. So it's best if you start.
I'm just gonna go and turn myself to the police station as well.
What, you gonna turn yourself in and be like, hey, fuck the minor? Like, what you gonna do?
I'm pretty sure at this point, people assumed that they had broken up and she was moving on, and her mom had helped her to save the little bit of money that she could from the GoFundMe. So, hopefully she can start doing better from that. So after Khalie returned, it was made clear that the family dog Rambo was sick. On one of her videos, she made a post asking if there was anything you could give a dog for an upset stomach. There were multiple other videos where there was vomit all over the house and diarrhea.
Hey motherfuckers, trigger warning. My name is Khalie, and what you are about to witness is a half-ass clean. What are those stains on the floor? Oh, one can only wonder. What is that? A dead rodent. Khalie's been gone for 5 days. Moldy pumpkin. I was feeding it to my dog because he's sick. All the stains on the floor, all that shit in the floor, it's actually shit. Or at least that's what I would like to believe. At least that's what I'm telling myself to comfort myself. How the fuck can I find comfort in the fact that my dog is sick and anorexic and nobody has taken him to the vet? They're just like, oop, we're gonna give him some tapeworm pills. I'm not trying to bash or shit on my family, but the dog can do that all he wants to. And I'm gonna leave that shit in the fucking floor. I would clean it, but it disgusts me way too bad.
So this is just an example of, while the dog was sick, of Khalie continuously pointing out that it was not her dog and that the reason why she couldn't do anything is because she didn't have her vehicle. I really don't understand what she means on her parents are very capable. I guess she means they have the money, but that also doesn't make sense because they apparently didn't have the money to do anything with their home. So how do you now have the money for vet care? Anyway, the situation went on for months. And finally, Khalie was the one to bring the dog to the vet, but he was emaciated. I'm going to show the clip here. It is graphic, so I will put a timestamp up if you want to skip and you don't want to see. But just warning you, the condition that this dog was in was horrible.
Really hate to post this video, but obviously my dog has been medically neglected for a very long time. And in order to get treatment or even find out what is wrong with him, I will be charged $600, which is money I have to use to leave my living situation. This is his current condition. He started urinating all over himself the moment that I touched him. He is no longer fighting back. But yeah, not asking for help, just sharing my situation. I'm not going to be able to afford all of these tests and go anywhere in my life. What the fuck should I do? This is not my animal. I do not legally own him, but I am claiming now to legally own him so that I can do this visit. And I don't know if I should spend my savings on this, but because I don't think he's gonna. I don't think he's gonna. I don't think he's gonna make it. Hey boy, he can't keep anything down. Look at his ribs, and he shit blood all over the floor. And there's vomit all over the couch. So, being my realest self right now, bro, I had to take him to the vet myself. And it's hard because it's not my animal, but he is the family dog. So I will take responsibility. I have my car and I am safe. But the moment I can finally do something about it is the moment it might just be too late.
And it was unfortunately too late. There was a chicken bone lodged somewhere in his gut, and the vets suggested just to euthanize him because he probably wouldn't make it through the surgery anyway with how anemic he was. What gets me about this situation is this was months of suffering for this dog. Like months. You know, I made a video on the Jenkins a while ago and they had abandoned their cats, and I think this is worse, honestly, because at least the cats, they found homes. You know, by abandoning them, they almost had more of a chance than this dog. This dog was locked in its home and forced to suffer for months and quite literally waste away. I can understand not having the money for vet care, but if you are in a situation where you know your animal needs care and it is going on for this long, just surrender them. Find a rescue, even hell, a shelter, something. They will have a better chance at surviving and getting medical care than if you just let them suffer and die at your house. This dog was only 2 years old. And the one thing that bothers me with Khalie is in this video here, she again is pointing out that this is not her animal. And even the way she's talking about the dog, Rambo is his name, she's saying the dog, the animal, kind of putting this space in between them. But then when she does make this video announcing that they are going to euthanize, she all of a sudden is now saying, my dog Rambo, my protector.
Hey boy. I'm getting a clay paw print and I'm putting him to rest because they say that it's not, I just spent $300. They said that it's not possible to save him and then it's inhumane to keep on, trying. He has something in his ribcage. He ate a bone, and has been extremely sick, so I made the decision to put him down because I can't afford a $1,000 surgery that they say he won't even survive because he's so anemic. So here's my puppy. Here's my Rambo, my only protector past my cardboard door. The only reason I ever felt safe in my house. He's only 2 years old. Here's my dog. Everybody say bye-bye.
I'm sorry, I know that was probably tough to watch, but I just feel like it was important, and it was important for people to know and to see the difference between, you know, right before when it's gonna cost her all this money to now directly after. And even though I don't like how she's handling the situation, I still don't put the blame on her. The blame is on her dad and stepmother. They were the adults. They were the ones who chose to bring a puppy into the household and not take care of it. And because this is Khalie, there has to be even more controversy surrounding this. She had apparently put up a post asking for donations to help with his medical care. But then after Rambo was euthanized, she did not update TikTok. She did update Instagram, as we saw with that video right there, but she did not update TikTok, and she left the post asking for the donations up for quite a while. And she was later confronted about this.
Put down, and your post asking for donations for him was kept up for a long time.
Oh,
so what happened to those donations after he was already put down?
after he was put down?
Yeah, and you kept getting donation because the post stayed up.
I think that's just in my savings now. I hope y'all know that I wasn't donated that money before. I wasn't donated that money before he was put down. I was donated that
You
money.
also donated money before because you had that post up before and after.
You said people donated after.
Both.
A lot of the donations were, I posted an update after he was put down because I couldn't afford the thousands and thousands of dollars it was going to cost to save his life, because it would have cost thousands of dollars to save his life.
You had $3,000 at the time, though.
I did, and it would have costed more than that because it was $1,000 a night at the vet.
And then you also got donations and continued to get them after he was put down because you didn't tell them until way later that he was put down.
I told them the day. I told them right whenever he was being put down. I posted it the same day.
I remember you posting that.
I posted it the same day. I posted it minutes after. I was saying that I didn't know what to do. I wasn't like there and I was like, oh my God, donate to me. I was saying I don't know what to do or how I'm going to be able to afford it. From my memory, I wasn't asking for donations. This is all I have left. And what happened was...
I'll update TikTok.
What?
You did not update TikTok.
Oh, yeah, no, I know. I was only on Instagram, and
Yeah, but you did still have the donation post up on TikTok.
Yeah.
You did not update on TikTok.
All right. Well, yeah, I noticed that I only had 2 posts on my Instagram and 1 on my TikTok. Because I posted 1 to TikTok, and then I posted 1 to Instagram, and then I uploaded it to Instagram because that's where I was getting the most feedback at the time of what
You updated later. I want to confirm that you did, but not until way after the dog had been put down.
Yeah.
On TikTok specifically.
That day was a really, really hard day. Obviously, that day was a day that I spent like over 500, a little over 500, 400, 500. Just for the euthanasia of Rambo, and I wouldn't have what makes me so upset about the situation is the fact that if I waited to take him, because the vet said he could survive another night, if I waited to take him to the vet the next day, and I had those posts up about him, then I could have saved his life. But he's dead now, and it's my fault. So
I wouldn't say it is your fault. I think people are mad about the donation aspect of it, but I would not say it's your fault because that dog had been mistreated by the entire family for a very long time.
Okay, so I wanted to talk about this Reddit post that I saw, and it says when they went to her Snapchat stories, she told people that she couldn't hold him while they euthanized him, so she just went into the corner and screamed. I would not judge her for not being able to hold him because it's a very, very hard thing to do. I've had to do it many times. Even this past year, I had to put my own dog to sleep, and it really sucked, but I could not imagine her last moments would have been of me screaming. As much grace as I want to give Khalie in this situation, if this post is true, that is so incredibly selfish of you, because your animal's last moments should be as peaceful as possible. So if you were doing that, that was for you. That wasn't for them. That was for you. And I can't give you any excuses in that. Okay, so another thing that I want to point out about Rambo is I don't think the chicken bone was the reason for his emaciated state. She was doing so much cleaning around the house and putting out like stuff to kill rats and roaches, and I think he could have been getting into some of that and slowly was getting poisoned. Unfortunately, there's really no way to tell. I just know when there's usually some sort of obstruction, like a bone or a toy or something that they eat that they're not supposed to. It's a pretty quick thing. You know within a few hours of them eating it that they're having an issue. So the bone, in my opinion, was more of the straw that broke the camel's back. And that's all just my opinion, and in the end it doesn't really matter anyway because the dog is gone. And again, I'm not here to shame anyone for not having the money for medical care for your pets. That's a lot of us, and I mean a lot of us don't have the money for medical care for ourselves, let alone them. But I am gonna feel some type of way when you don't even try. Okay, so I gotta make myself move on from this particular subject, otherwise I will not stop. So this next part in her timeline I'm gonna mention very briefly. So she decided that she was going to make Christmas happen for her siblings, because apparently her parents no longer did Christmas.
Hey motherfuckers, and happy holidays. Time to make some Christmas magic in my deteriorating house for my 12-year-old brother, who is only relying on me for Christmas because none of my parents do Christmas. So hi, my name is Khalie, I'm 18 years old. Let's clean this motherfucker. Got a lot of cleaning to do. Gonna decorate it even more just to show him that Christmas is even closer. And wrap all kinds of gifts, stuff the stockings, and do absolutely everything I can in my power to make this fucking magical for this dude, because he deserves it. Thank you so much to everybody who's helped me have the ability to do this for my little brother. Underneath the tree is filling, and it's gonna get more full, and I just think that it looks so nice, especially compared to what it looked like before. Thank you to everybody who helped me do this, and happy holidays, motherfuckers.
So she put up wish lists for her siblings and for herself, and they had some pricey items on there, which kind of rubbed people the wrong way, considering she had just had the scandal with the 20 grand and then also the next scandal with the dog. And then here she is yet again asking for more free shit. And then a picture was exposed of Khalie, her dad, and Pea Stain all on the couch together, and Pea Stain's arm was around Khalie. So it was pretty obvious that they were back together, but more importantly, he had been exposed as a groomer at this point, and it was pretty upsetting to people that he was allowed around her younger siblings. Yeah, so not only did it probably feel like a betrayal to not only the people who donated to her, but also the people who were actually really understanding of her situation. But not only that, but now you're endangering your younger siblings. Yeah, that rubbed people the wrong way, obviously. At the beginning of 2025, while Khalie and Preston were living at a motel, tragedy struck her household.
My house just burned down. Lucky me was in a fucking hotel, and my lizard just died. Party fucking hard, and all of the shit that was ever donated to me has been burned. Dude, and this is the weather. This is the fucking weather. Dude, yeah, PSA, we're not gonna be making any more cleaning videos from that house, but thank y'all all for watching. Anyways, everything that I brought with me to the hotel is all that I own anymore. I don't own anything else. The tank I just built, the lizard, is actually what's killing me, because I thought that she did have a better life. No, she's fucking dead. She burned. All my dad's guitars, and my dad loves to play fucking guitar. All of his guitars burned. He doesn't have a house, and he doesn't have enough money to afford furniture. Such a fucking stupid motherfucker for spending any goddamn money that I had, dude. I'm so done. Like, first Rambo dies, and then the entire house burns down, dude. What the fuck? I wanted to renovate it so bad. I wanted to take care of it so bad. It's fucking gone. Mom says there's nothing left of it. So I basically just lost all my clothes, all my writings, all my poems, all my books, all my baby shit. I lost everything that was donated for me to move out. I lost everything. And more importantly, my family just lost their house, dude. Oh my fucking god. But peace. Oh my god.
There was a leak in the attic, which caused an electrical fire and then just burned the house to the ground. Unfortunately, this was not a surprise to anyone from seeing the condition of the house, and also Khalie mentioned many times before about smaller electrical fires. Unfortunately, the lizard was not able to be saved, but the cat was. Now, Khalie had a few more personal items and clothes because she was away at the time of the fire than her family did. They lost everything. So obviously, Khalie turned to social media like she had so many times before.
Hey motherfuckers, come with me to clean my house. Just kidding. Anyway, we just lost absolutely everything, including the life of a bearded dragon because the ceiling was collapsing and nobody had time to save her. That was her enclosure. This was my childhood home. This leaves my father with no clothes. All of my brother's belongings have been destroyed. All of my family's belongings have been destroyed, and the fire department says nothing is salvageable. I've created a GoFundMe for my family. Lucky for me, I was in a hotel, so I had enough clothes to last me about a week. But I lost all my shoes. This is all I have. I'm not complaining because they lost everything. I was gonna move out, and I had all of my stuff that I was moving out with in a storage room, brand new, bought by you guys from an Amazon wish list. I can no longer have an Amazon wish list because I do not have an address anymore, because this house is burned down. That's my bedroom. I just wanted to make this video to spread awareness that I have created a GoFundMe, because my family is left without a house, without clothing, without shoes. They're left with nothing. And I'm the luckiest person here because I was left with a little bit of something. I was left with a little bit of clothes and some personal hygiene things. But they were not. They have nothing. If anybody is willing and has anything extra, the GoFundMe is linked in my link tree in my bio on TikTok. You are not obligated to do anything. You do not have to do anything. But it would be greatly appreciated by everybody if they just had a fucking place to sleep. Nobody has a bed. We have no furniture. We don't have a house. We don't have clothes. We have nothing. So thank you if you're willing. And if you can't, it also helps to just, watch the video. Bye-bye.
So the GoFundMe was posted and over $60,000 was raised. Now where the problem came in is Khalie had told people that the money was going directly to her father. But at the time, her father was not made the beneficiary of the GoFundMe. So this obviously led to a lot of mass reporting because no one trusted Khalie with GoFundMe money at this point. Especially after this particular email was leaked, which led a lot of people to believe that Khalie had transferred the funds to her bank account and ran. Now, Khalie came out and said, yes, she was getting the money out, but she was the one going to give it to her dad. But yet again, who in their right mind is going to believe her? Especially considering that she is still currently with the person who she said blew $18,000 of the money that was donated to her. So yet again, why would anybody trust her? And then of course there were the comments on why are we helping a man who didn't take care of his first home? I mean, he let a dog starve to death and he allowed his children to live in filth. Not even just it being filthy, it was dangerous. What if they weren't able to get out of the house? His choices quite literally could have killed his kids. I guess all I can say when it comes to that is I 1000% do not condone his choices or his actions. But if it was me and my family or someone I loved and cared about, I would hope that people would be as kind to me as they were to him. Now, Khalie was later on confronted about the theory of her taking the money and running, or the money being in Preston's bank account.
That you guys have ran with the $60,000 that's in his account.
His account?
That's what some people think, yeah.
All right. Well, listen to me. I never and never will ever look at this man's phone. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. Because I don't trust him. I don't trust a man, and I'm not about to get my heart broke. But I can't. There's nothing I can tell you about his bank account. I know nothing about it. I know nothing. It did go to his account. He never told me, and I wouldn't. And I don't know about that. If it did go to his account, then that would be extremely fucked up. I disagree, or I highly doubt it did. I don't think it did. But if it did, then I don't know about it. I count, and I got proof of that. But I also have his bank statements. If he comes back here, I have his bank statements. So
obviously, to make this video, I have been very deep in the Khalie lore for quite a bit now, and I feel like if any clip sums up just about who she is and how she handles any of her situations, it is this one. Well, if it did happen, I don't know about it, and I don't trust him, so I'm not gonna find out. So if you now go to Khalie's Linktree and click on GoFundMe Truth Over Rumors, it brings you to a document where it explains the whole situation. Well, Khalie's explanation. It is a very, very long read. I am not going to read all of it to you, but she shows multiple emails going back and forth between her and GoFundMe, where GoFundMe basically needed them to prove that the fire happened and that the money is supposed to go to her dad, and to set it up where it does go to her dad. And it seems like they provided all the proof, and the money was eventually wired to her dad, and he received $58,000. And the GoFundMe is still up, though you cannot donate to it. But even on what is up today, it does say the beneficiary is her dad. Number one, all of this would have been avoided if her dad was just made the beneficiary of the GoFundMe from the start. And also if she had just been transparent about the back and forth with GoFundMe from the beginning. And at one point she even said the GoFundMe was canceled and everybody had been refunded.
No, the GoFundMe didn't give me any money, and actually everybody was refunded. So we didn't get any money for the house fire at all whatsoever. So no, my dad's not getting a new house. And I will not have anywhere to go. Even if, like, everything fails for me, because this is what it's gonna do. But
Now, in those emails, it did say that it had been canceled and they were going to refund all the donations that had not been pulled from the GoFundMe already and put into a bank account. But obviously, they weren't going to go ahead and do that if she's in the process of like appealing it, you know? I think some people who manually went in and asked for a refund got some, but I'm gonna be honest, I'm not too sure on that. Now, to get this explanation that is in this document, it took months. And you can also see in the emails, it was over the course of many months of the back and forth. So it is kind of understandable that we didn't see this for so long. But yet again, the lack of transparency, and also there were a lot of other things happening during this time, which we're about to get into. Now, as far as I am aware, there has really been no update on what the money was used for, if her father was able to get another home, or if they used it to buy a new vehicle or something like that. But at the very least, it does seem like the money made it to the intended person. So in January of 2025, she got a job cleaning Airbnbs, which was actually perfect for her considering that was her whole rise to fame to begin with.
Sorry for all the commotion. I couldn't let him record so much while I was on the clock, but I did just want to let my followers know that I do now have a job. It is a cleaning job. I am cleaning apartments. I mopped walls today, y'all. They gave me sneakers since mine burned in the fire, and I'm making money. I worked for 5 hours today, and I'm really proud of myself because I only had one panic attack. I've been offered a lot of opportunities today, and I'm considering taking them. I'm really tired and I work again tomorrow. Today was a really huge day for me, but I'm also very excited to say that I am employed.
So this is the point in Khalie's story where things really begin to unravel. Yes, she had just lost everything she owned, but she still had her online following and was now making money on social media after turning 18. Her new employer even offered her a place to stay, some extra clothes, but she chose not to accept. So Khalie is starting to go live more and more at this point. And even though Preston is not seen very much, he is there almost all of the time, and you can really see how toxic their relationship is. So one night Khalie goes live and she's sitting on the ground outside of her hotel room.
Worked wonderfully. Nothing. I'm just not allowed to go to my car. So I guess I'm gonna go sit outside. I'm locked out of my own fucking hotel room that I paid for too. Yay, I'm in danger.
From what I gather, it seems like what started the argument is that Khalie wanted to go sit in the car with the keys, and so she could turn the car on and hang out, and Preston would not give her the keys.
What's going on? I just got locked out of my own room, and I can't get the keys to the car to sit down and be alone. But it's alright.
And with this comment right here, it sounds like they were breaking up as well.
Told him we could do it peacefully. Change my info on everything, all my payment apps, change my bank account. But I have nowhere to go. And the only family I could go to is they're hospitalized. So I did lose access to the account, and then I regained access to the account after I abided by every rule that I had to follow in order to regain access to it. Then I kicked him off.
Khalie talks about an incident where supposedly she was brake checked and her head got slammed into the dashboard.
You ever been slammed into a dashboard? Brake check was funny. And it was an accident. It's called punishment.
She talks about being scared to go back in there.
I don't want to go back in there and get hurt. Or yelled at.
She does eventually go and ask one of the staff to let her back into the room.
When you're done doing whatever you're doing, can you help me unlock the door to my room? Sure, baby. Okay, thank you.
You don't need that.
I don't know. I was closed out of the room and I don't have the key. Oh, my flower. Come back. I don't need an extra key. I just need to be let back in. Because he already has the keys.
One thing about this particular clip that confuses me a little bit is she says she just needs to be let back in. She doesn't need another key. If that was me, I would want another key that he doesn't know about so I could keep that. So when he tries to lock me out, I could get back in. I don't know. That's just my thought process. The woman who is helping her get back into the room ends up having a conversation with her that was really sweet, honestly.
Life is too short to be with anybody that's going to mistreat you, because I promise you, when you get older and you get to be my age, you're going to look back and you'd wish you hadn't wasted one day on somebody that's not going to be good to you, okay?
Oh, I got hurt all that.
I know it's hard because I've been through it, but...
I'm cool with it. I gotta do it.
You have to.
I know.
You
Everybody's telling me.
You have to. There's too many people in this world that would be good to you. And anybody that hits on you, they don't love you, baby. And it won't change.
I know.
Because it's just in this part of who they are.
I know. It's hard because, you know, it's that I need to get over. Doesn't matter. I'm gonna get over it.
You just need to look at yourself every day in the mirror and say that you love yourself. And that's not worth it.
Yeah, I can't keep fighting for nothing, but I have to stay here because if I don't, I'm homeless. Dad's in the hospital now, and I can't stay with him. I have nowhere to go.
Is he staying here too?
Yeah.
Okay, so...
I don't want to get a separate room. I hate that.
If you need anything or you have any, all you gotta do is yell.
I yell so much. I don't know if y'all hear me.
They do. So, all you gotta do is call that front desk and I can have it all stopped.
Takes my phone. That was it at stuff.
I know, I've been through all that. I know all the shit that they do. He takes your phone, he probably won't let you leave when you're trying to get out.
I tried to leave last night.
So what you have to do is when you do get out, you have to make sure that it don't happen again, because it's just going to keep getting worse and worse.
I know. My dog just passed away. So he got me this for Valentine's Day, and then he's gonna take it away from me because I don't want to be with him anymore.
That's crazy.
It's so mean.
It is, and you don't need somebody like that in your life.
Yeah. So lame.
So all you gotta do is say the word and
This was a very sweet interaction, and you can even see in the chat how people are reacting to this woman, because this woman doesn't know her. All she knows is that she is a young girl, and she says she can hear them fighting and Khalie yelling out of the room all the time. I don't know exactly how long they've been staying there, but long enough that she's aware that this is not a good relationship, and she reached out a hand to help. When she goes back into the room, she tells Preston that she has muted the live, but she didn't. So this was the first time that people got to hear how Preston is when he doesn't think anybody else is around. So I am going to warn you, there is nothing physical, but this next part could be triggering for anyone who has suffered any type of emotional, verbal type of abuse.
Yes, hang on, let me mute. Let me mute. What do you mean, what did I come in here and do? I came in here and Where's your key? Your room key?
Why'd you come in here and get the wallet?
Because I was gonna go talk to Sheila.
Why?
Because I wanted to talk to her.
About what?
I just wanted to talk to her.
What'd you talk to her about?
She's too busy.
What'd you talk
Anything, she's too busy.
Khalie, what did you talk to her about?
Nothing, I didn't talk to her about anything. She's too busy.
Come here.
Yeah.
What are you gonna talk to her
then I'm just gonna talk to her.
About what?
Relationship advice.
No, you're not gonna talk to her about shit.
Okay. Sorry. Sorry.
What did you say online?
I haven't said anything bad on live.
What's wrong with you?
I'm sorry.
She don't give a fuck about you.
What?
I said Sheila don't give a fuck about you, bro. Is it good?
Yes.
What's wrong with you? Why are you alive right now? I'm trying to sleep.
Well, I'm not going to sleep. I got work in the morning.
Okay, well, then just put it off live and lay down so you can...
I'm not sleeping because if I sleep, I'm just gonna be more tired.
Okay, well, Khalie, you have work in the morning, so...
I have work in the next few hours.
Okay, well, you don't know that.
I'm waiting for Beth to reply to me and let me know when I work.
Okay, well, Khalie, you should work up to 12, so you should get some rest until then.
I'm not resting. I'm not
Okay, well, then have
tired.
fun being tired at work.
I'll have fun being tired at work. At least I'll sleep good tomorrow, tonight.
Yeah, okay.
I will.
What you trying to talk to Sheila for?
I just wanted to talk to her because she's being nice to me.
Okay, cool. Why are you in the lobby?
I was in the lobby because I got locked out of the room because you wouldn't give me the keys.
Okay, well, I don't need you out of the room, bro.
Well,
You got your own key, right?
no, I don't.
How'd you get back in the room?
She had to get me back in the room.
Okay, then get your own key, bro. I don't know what the problem is.
I should have got my own key.
Well, you have one. We have multiple keys. You should keep up with yours.
I just don't get it.
What do you mean you don't get it?
I just don't get it.
You don't get what?
I don't get it. How you can be so mean.
How? No, come here. How am I being mean?
You're just constant.
Khalie, I'm not mean, bro. I'm just telling you. I don't want you in the car.
You don't want me in the car.
No,
Why?
because you have a room in here and you need to sleep.
No, I just don't want to be around people.
Khalie, you are going to be around people. I don't need you running the car gas down.
I won't even have the car cranked. I just want the light.
Okay, well, bro, you don't need the light that you fucking have. You have to have the car on if you're going to have the light on.
Whatever. I'm
Khalie,
just
no, I'm
continuing
not
my life.
talking to you. I'm not done talking to
I'm just gonna continue my life.
you. Not done talking to you.
Then you come here. You come here.
I am laying in the fucking bed because I've been up.
You've been up for what? 5 hours.
No, I've been up ever since fucking, I don't know, 6 p.m. It's almost been 12 hours.
All right. So
Yeah, it's fucking bedtime. You need to sleep.
it's bedtime for you. Go to bed.
Okay, well, hey, you're fucking.
What kills me about Preston complaining about how he has been up for so long is he doesn't have a job. I don't think he's ever had a job. So the reason that he's up is probably just because he chose to stay up. And you can see the manipulation right there where he's like, Sheila doesn't give a fuck about you. When that's obviously not true. We could see how much Sheila cared and how worried she was for Khalie. So before this, everyone knew Preston was a piece of shit. This was not a surprise to people, but it really did just confirm it. Finally, people had just gotten a front row seat to his controlling and manipulative ways. And if you're reading the chat while this is going down, you can see how concerned people are for her. They're telling her to go talk to Sheila, get out of there, asking if she needs help. So people end up calling the front desk saying that she needs help now.
Oh my god. Wonder what that could be. I'm gonna stay on live the whole time. What? Uh-oh. I don't know. Should I mute? I don't know.
Hi.
Hi.
Come here. Come out here.
Just me?
Mm-hmm. Are you okay?
Huh?
Somebody just told me that you were streaming and that you needed streaming live.
Streaming? Yeah.
And needed to get out of there.
Oh, no. I don't need to get out of here at the moment.
Okay, so we're going to have to do something about this because people are calling the front desk repeatedly.
Yeah, I know.
You're okay. Are you streaming live talking about you need help and repeatedly?
I don't think... I know a lot of people are concerned for me. I have plans on leaving when he sleeps. I have a place to go. I have to Uber myself there because my car. Get all my stuff and, get out.
If you need to get your stuff right now, we can get your stuff and you can come up front until you do whatever.
I just don't think I can do that today because I can't stay with them today. I have to wait until I have to talk to my boss about it. Because she wouldn't be expecting that. She'd be like, what? I don't know what to do. And I'm like, oh.
Okay, so do you need out of there now?
He's not harming me. I don't need out of there at this moment.
So Khalie refuses the help, says she does plan on leaving, that she just can't leave right at this moment. And so she goes back into the room with Preston, where he yet again starts bombarding her with a lot of questions. And then she mentions how he had told her in an argument that he never loved her and that he despised her.
Preston, I'm not in a relationship with you anymore.
We're not doing this shit. I'm sorry, but we're not.
You're listening to me when I tell you I'm not.
I don't give a fuck. I'm trying to go to bed. We'll get better. So shut the fuck up. Shut up. I'm trying to go to bed.
You don't love me.
I do love you, and I would love you if you would actually get off live and talk to me.
No, you don't love me.
Yes, I do.
And you told me last night.
Khalie, you'll be okay.
That you never loved me.
Khalie, stop. What?
That you hated me.
I don't hate you.
And you despise me, and you don't know what you ever saw in me.
Okay, well, that's because I was angry. Okay.
So he straight up admits that he did say those things to her. He said it was because he was angry, but that's not an excuse. When you're angry at your partner, your goal shouldn't be to hurt them. Your goal should be to solve the problem.
Now, if the police show up, I don't know what the fuck we're gonna do, but you're gonna shut the fuck up.
Well, I guess just prepare yourself.
I'm not preparing shit, bro. Because I don't know why the fuck they're calling for no goddamn reason.
Well,
What are you gonna do? Huh?
what am I gonna do?
Yeah.
And be like, oh, I'm good. Like always.
Bro, you know nothing's fucking happening and we're just laying down at your own live being silent and weird. That's why they called.
I'm not being silent and weird.
Bro, you're literally on a live with a black screen and people are going to speculate anything and they're gonna call the fucking police. If they're calling this hotel, they're gonna call, someone's calling the police right now.
I love how he thinks that people are going to call the police just because she has a black screen. Granted, I guess he doesn't know that it's been unmuted. Well, it was unmuted for a large portion of time, but I don't know. That's not why people are going to call the cops. They're going to call the cops because you're disgusting, because you're a piece of shit. Or they're going to call the cops because of some things that Khalie said later on when Preston was sleeping.
You're good. What was the post about? Oh, it wasn't about us. You know, it's about A in every form. Financial. Thank you for the gift. Abuse in every way, but I'm safe right now, so it's... And by the way, I never scammed anyone. Why'd you delete that post? So I didn't get my ass whooped. What do you mean? Girl, you got my ass whooped.
I mean, she even told Preston that she went live because she was scared.
You
Sorry.
already know.
I literally just went live for my own safety, Preston.
Khalie, you're not unsafe, so stop doing that shit.
You told me
Khalie, just fucking...
that I would not be okay.
Khalie, I didn't say that. I said we're not gonna be okay because it's gonna be causing a problem. That doesn't mean you're not gonna be fucking safe. Stop.
And then later on, she makes this post where you can very clearly see an injury done to her hand, though I don't know what caused this injury. And then she ends up going live from inside the emergency room.
I'm in the ER, getting x-rays and brain scans done because of injuries done to my head and my hands and my body lately. So, police got involved. When I have a concussion, I was slammed into multiple pieces of furniture. And glass broke on my head, slammed into a dashboard. I'm fine though. I'm just trying to make sure that my head's good because I've been
having difficulty walking, vision is blurry.
So because of these symptoms, they obviously decided to take her to the hospital. But what's interesting is Preston and her decided to drive an hour out of their way to go to this particular hospital. And even the cop talking to her in the hospital room questions her about this.
It doesn't, I mean, I hear what you're saying, but it doesn't altogether make sense for you guys to drive all the way over here for you to get checked out unless there's something else. Is there something else you're worried about? You don't have a warrant out of Arkansas, do you?
Do I have a what?
Do you have a warrant out of Arkansas?
What does that mean?
So that I would take that as a no.
No, I don't know what that means.
I'm just trying to come up with a really good logical reason for you to drive all the way from West Memphis.
Well, I told him that these doctors treat me better.
Okay, are you familiar with Bolivar?
Yes, I'm familiar with Bolivar. I grew up in Grand Junction. I grew up in Grand Junction, Tennessee.
So you know Bolivar, don't
yeah,
you?
this is the town I went to for therapy, town I went to shopping, my entire childhood, yeah.
So have you stayed anywhere in Bolivar in the last 24 hours? Or around here in Hardin County?
I haven't.
Salisbury, anywhere?
I visited Grand Junction, but I haven't stayed here.
Even though she does give a reason as to why they drove out of their way to go to this particular hospital, she does admit that the injuries were caused by Preston.
It's crazy.
Your head, that you hit your head on furniture?
Yeah.
You did? From him what? Pushing? Hitting? What?
Pushing.
Pushing you.
So during the course of the conversation with the officer, he ends up telling her pretty much the exact same thing that lovely lady from the hotel told her.
Before I walk out there with him to talk to him, is there anything that you got any more questions? I know you got a lot of questions, but...
I'm worried about him.
Huh?
I'm worried about him. He seems sorry.
I mean, he does, but here's the thing. You guys could be back out of here in 2 hours, same thing happening again. When you got a problem and you don't deal with it, it's going to persist. It's going to happen again. And the last thing that needs to continue happening is you keep getting hurt. Okay? I'm going to tell you something from experience. All right? Somebody loves you. They're not going to hurt you.
Makes me sick to my stomach.
Okay?
Because I love him.
Yeah, well... Sometimes we love people that don't feel the same as we do, or they don't know how to treat somebody maybe. But you don't have to know how to treat somebody right to love them right, okay? When it's there, it's there. When it's not, it's not. Okay?
I just want him to be okay.
You whatever you guys decide to do between yourselves is obviously up to you guys. My advice would be to try to move on, because you don't need to get hurt no more.
I understand that, and I've been told that by everyone.
And, but is there anything I need to be aware of before I go out there and talk to him some more?
The police officer does inform her that even if she is not pressing charges, the state of Tennessee plans on pressing charges.
A lot easier than what you apparently have been having to do, okay?
Yeah.
Now I've got to ask you this, all right? It doesn't change what we do, okay? As the state of Tennessee is going to press charges regardless, but I have to ask if you are going to press charges yourself.
I'm not.
You're not going to?
No, sir.
Okay, you're just not willing to do that?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not for everything.
All right, it says, I am a victim of domestic violence and affirm that this information is correct. Let's see where that is at. What's the instructions? Injuries, yes. Possible minor loss to victim was I intend to press charges or to prosecute. I'm going to check no, okay? Because no is what you said. What is today's date?
31st.
1/31/25. Okay. I check no. I need your signature and then print your name legibly there. Or I mean signature here, print it legibly here, okay?
Yeah, I just don't want to. I just don't want to call myself a victim. You know what I mean?
Well, it's look. It's not being a victim or an offender is not what the point is. The point is that you are living a lifestyle that is hard.
I know.
Not easy. It's hard. It's hard on you. It's hurting you. Okay? And sometimes people get in this rut with other people in their life that they care about and they can't hardly get out of it. Okay? and you need to be able to get out of it. Okay?
So even though the state of Tennessee had every intention of filing charges, they could not because the incident happened in Arkansas, and since Khalie herself wasn't going to press charges, nothing happened. Preston was just released. So another thing that I want to point out, and I feel like is not talked about very much when it comes to this incident, which is dubbed the scooter incident, because to get home, well, to get to the hotel from the hospital, she scootered home. And I went and looked it up from where they were staying, well, from about where I think they were staying to where the hospital was. It's about an hour drive. I don't even know how long that is in scooter. But see, there's a whole part in this live where the officer is asking her about the car. And he finds out that it's in Preston's name, and he tells her, so I have to take the keys, but I'm going to go talk to him. And if he says the car can stay in your possession, then it's in your possession, which Preston does do. And the officer returns the keys back to Khalie.
Boyfriend's been arrested. Hi.
Got your key, and we're going to walk out there and get your car out of the car. Unless you just want to leave it in the car and hold on to the key. Does that work for you?
It's a hard decision. What's going to happen to the car?
That's up to you. That's entirely up to you. Don't have to talk to me about it. Don't tell me nothing. It's yours right now, okay? He just on camera gave you the key to the car.
Okay.
Okay? So the car's in your possession for now.
Okay, but I still can't drive. And I don't want to, and I can't leave this parking lot.
Like I said, you don't have to discuss all that with me. You just, the car's in your possession, okay?
Well, how will I leave the parking lot?
Okay.
I don't want to, I need help.
I'm going to talk to my cat. I'm going to talk to my captain, and he'll be back in here with you in a minute, okay? Well, we don't have to talk about the car no more. We don't have to discuss that. That's all up to you, okay? All right? Okay, so at least a little bit of something's working out. All right? I'm going to go out here and talk to him. He'll be back in here and talk to you in a minute, okay?
So I will say Khalie at this point did not have a driver's license. And the cop does know this, and that's why he's kind of like implying that she should drive the car home, but not tell him that she plans on driving the car home because he knows she doesn't have a license. At least that's how I'm reading into the situation and what he's saying. Now, is it entirely possible that Khalie actually didn't know how to drive at this point? Yes. Do I personally think that that's true? No. I think if she really wanted to, she could have drove herself home. And the doctors did come in and say that there was nothing wrong with her head or her hand. Everything was fine. But yeah, she had multiple other options other than scootering home. Maybe she had a legit reason for not driving the car home. I mean, I'm not going to say I advocate for anybody driving without a license. I'm definitely not saying that. But in that situation, maybe. Especially because she's always saying that she has no money. So now you have a car that's full of gas that can get you home, or at least to a safe place. And I guess you just can't tell me that all of a sudden Khalie is such a stickler for the rules. I might be nitpicking this one though. So she does go live yet again back at the hotel room, and immediately you can hear her and Preston arguing, and he's basically saying he doesn't want her to go live and explain everything because he doesn't want any of this public, even though everything is already public.
About what happened.
I don't want that public. You're not doing it.
Well, it's already public.
I don't care. You're not making it more public. So don't.
Okay, well, it's important that I explain more.
No. Khalie, you're gonna
Did not have a way out.
Khalie, you're gonna end up getting the police out here, so stop. Khalie, if you go live, the police are gonna come out here.
I'm going to my designated live spot. Please. Preston, please. Please, Preston, please. You are not seen. It is only me. But, you know, fun fact. Tennessee police can't do anything.
As soon as she starts talking about the situation, you can hear him in the background, Khalie, Khalie. And there's even at one point during the live where she starts talking about it again and he starts snapping at her. Like snapping like she's a dog. Like, ugh. So yet again, she ends up outside the hotel room in the hallway live, and she has gotten enough money to get another hotel room or Airbnb or something. And she's basically asking for her stuff and Twinkle, the cat. And at one point, Preston quite literally just throws the cat out into the hallway.
Are you really putting Twinkle in the hallway? Well, put her in the box. She's not supposed to be out here. She's scared. Please, dude. Dude, you really want to put her back in the room and put her in her kennel before you give her to me. Go back to safety. Go back. Oh my gosh, okay, then I'll hold you. I'll hold you. I don't want anyone to hurt you.
That is just, ugh, God. Just, that makes me so angry, okay? You just threw the cat out into the hallway. But don't worry, in a minute, I'm gonna be pissed at Khalie, okay? Don't worry. When it comes to this cat, like, oh my freaking God.
Oh, I swear, sometimes I want to take your big dummy head and just...
He does finally give her the cat in a carrier, and she ends up booking an Airbnb, but she books it for the wrong time for the check-in, so she is waiting outside of a Kroger, and she eventually gets a ride from one of her followers. But while she's waiting outside this Kroger, she decides to let her cat walk around.
I'm literally like, this is all I got, and a little thing of Vienna sausages for my kitty. And I'm just here charging my phone. She's running around. She'll come back to me. She always does. I let my cat out because she was crying and screaming for hours. I had to feed her and let her go to the bathroom. I'm sorry.
So a little while later, when it's clear that the cat is not coming back to her like she says, Khalie tries to blame her followers for telling her to let the cat out.
Don't leave my cat. My cat left me. I have to wait for my cat to return. Y'all told me to let her out. I thought I'm literally being trolled by people. I don't know what's right and what's wrong, and I don't know what to do in this situation. I've never been stranded in the middle of a city. I've never dealt with this in my entire life, and I'm trying to figure out what to do. The kitty's gonna be fine. She's gonna come back to me. I know she will. And I will wait here, and I will search here, and I will do anything I can to find her if I can. Okay? You don't need to buy me a lift. Do I have enough money? I don't know how much money I have. I don't know. I let her run around a little bit so she could go to the bathroom.
I really want to give her the benefit of the doubt. It is a very stressful situation. She is just having to hang out and wait until she can go to this Airbnb, which her followers did give her money to get, by the way. So she probably just wasn't thinking when she let the cat out. And obviously the cat does need to go to the bathroom. It had already been in the carrier for multiple hours, and it was going to be in the carrier for even longer. But what gets me is later on in the stream, after they do find the cat,
And I found her.
I found her. Yeah, I jumped the fence. I was standing on a big fat nail, and I was holding my head over the fence, and I just started calling her name with a thing of tuna, and I was like, twinkle, 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 and I heard her little jingle bells, and I was like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, and so I got so excited, and I started saying, twinkle, 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 come here, girl, come here, girl, come here, girl, and she came, so I had Twinkle.
She says that she has a leash and a harness. So why didn't she put that on her?
You know, no, I have a leash for her. I do have a leash and a vest. So she's good. She's good.
The one good thing is she did have like a collar with like a big old tag on her. So yeah, it wouldn't be hard if someone found her to see like this cat belonged to somebody. And another thing that she's not mentioning, which maybe she's just not that aware, I don't know, but the cat was in heat. She keeps staying in the stream over and over because people keep bringing up the cat when you watch this, and she's getting more and more frustrated. And she's like, oh my God, why do you keep bringing it up? She'll come back to me. And I'm like, bitch, no, she won't. She's out there looking for a man, okay? She don't care about you right now. She got things to do. And thankfully they did find her, and as far as I'm aware, she hasn't had any kittens, so she didn't find her man. But again, I watched the entire stream. She got up and looked for Twinkle maybe twice. She kept telling people, well, I can't leave my stuff or people are going to steal it. Which, like, fair, but how about you bring your backpack in the carrier and leave the 2 stuffed animals? And then go look for your cat. And then when Simone got there, which was the really nice woman who came and helped her, she says, yeah, well, I looked down at my phone and then all of a sudden she just kind of wandered off. No. She was glued to that phone. That is another thing. If she had let her out and just stayed right by her and watched her as she went to the bathroom and everything, that's one thing. She let her out and then was sitting there on her phone, completely not paying attention to where or what Twinkle was doing. And when Preston threw Twinkle into the hallway, she was like, oh no, it's not safe out here. Go back to safety. But yet she thought it was safe to let her out into a parking lot. And then the other thing that gets me is she quite literally blames everyone but herself. She legitimately says, well, I did what you guys told me to do. You guys told me to let her out.
She got away because I let her out because somebody said that she probably needed to go to the bathroom, and I was like, okay. Y'all told me to let her out. I thought I'm literally being trolled by people.
Which the chat isn't there, so to be fair, I don't know what they were saying, but like they didn't make you let her out. And then another point, she blames Twinkle for walking away. She's like, well, she decided to walk away.
Well, I think I've officially lost every animal I've ever owned. So, whatever. I did look for the cat. Jesus Christ. Damn. Y'all are mean. Shake loose food in the air. You said whatever to losing your cat. I didn't say whatever to losing my cat. I said it. Basically, I've just lost every cat. Everything that I've ever... Every animal that I owned, had. She's the one who chose to run in the weather.
Honestly, this incident right here just completely solidified to me that her and Preston should never own animals.
Stop it. Bridget, put him down. I will not. I got you, baby. Thank you.
So Simone actually didn't give her a ride anywhere as I initially thought. She just kind of hung out with her and let her warm up in the car and brought her some blankets. And Khalie, she actually walked over to show where they found a cat, and when she came back, she was all like, I'm gonna buy myself some celebratory flowers.
And I'm done getting hurt. You know what this means? No, I was gonna get a celebratory bouquet. You know what? I'm gonna get a celebratory bouquet. Because I can.
And when she ran into the store to pick out some flowers, the chat was obviously like, should you be really wasting money on flowers right now? Which I think made her feel guilty. So then she decided to buy flowers for Simone.
Ain't you limping now? You buying flowers with donations? I don't need flowers. Okay, I'll get flowers for her.
Get her a big. I want her. She loves pink. I know that about her. I know she loves pink. I'll get her one. I'll get her a bouquet.
Which is a sweet gesture, and if she had made it without the chat kind of making her feel guilty, I probably wouldn't feel any other type of way about it. Because you have to think about it, this woman drove out of her way for a stranger, is letting her sit in her car, helped her find her cat, brought her blankets. And she says she did this because she was in her position once, and so she knows what it's like. And honestly, a lot of people felt that Khalie wasn't being that appreciative towards her and was mostly just on her phone looking at the chat, not talking that much to Simone. So Khalie does eventually tell her to leave and gives her the flowers and thanks her for her help. So even though she still has a few hours before her check-in, she starts making her way over to the Airbnb, which I think is like a mile or something away from the Kroger. And the whole time she's complaining about how she's in pain, she's tired, and which I'm sure is all true. She hasn't slept or really eaten anything. But you can tell she's starting to get pretty worked up and just fed up at this point.
Tired of being a piece of shit. It's hard to get up with all of this weight on me. It weighs almost more than me. I weigh 79 pounds. And I can't get up because it's so heavy. It's extremely hard to walk.
I had a thought while listening to this because there is another point during her walk where she mentions how people are going to feel really bad for how they talk to her when they aren't able to talk to her anymore, which definitely sounds like she's talking about unaliving herself.
Fucking hate the way that my life just turned out, bro. I have like 0 hope anymore. And I hope that you can laugh about it. I don't care. Because it'll be over soon. Everything, it'll be over soon. Nothing matters. Nothing matters. I hope y'all remember how you spoke to me. When it's too late to speak to me. But just kidding. Just kidding.
I understand having a dark sense of humor and handling your stress in a unconventional way, I guess you could say. And sometimes I think you just have to take into account of who is listening to you at that moment, who may not understand your sense of humor or how you handle stress. But I had a thought while listening to this stream that she was staying on live for so long and, you know, complaining so much about how she's in pain and everything like that. Not so much to sympathy farm for her followers, but in case Preston was watching. So maybe he would either feel really, really guilty about putting her in the situation, or he would come and help her. Which I believe is what happened, because when she finally made it to the Airbnb later on that night, she went live again. All of a sudden the sound cuts out and you can hear car sounds, almost like her phone's Bluetooth connected to the car.
Near Post, and I live in Philadelphia. Sorry. On the streets, so, because it's fine though. It's fine. I made it here safely. I walked. I'm supposed to stay for 2 nights. You hear a car. I think you hear a fan.
After people hear this, you can tell that they're asking if there's someone in the room, if Preston is there, and she says no, 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 no. And she even shows around the room, and there's no one else there.
I am safe. I am alone. I am all alone. Nobody is here but me and my kitty cat. My cat, you can barely see her. She's black. She's laying over there in that little chair. I wish y'all would be more positive and stop talking about him.
So a couple days later, she goes live again to let everyone know that she is safe, everything is going okay. But there are 2 things that happen that make me pretty sure that Preston has been there. Number 1, she says she has her scooter back.
And I don't really have any plans on doing anything with that right now. I'm more focused on when this place expires and where I'm gonna walk and scooter to. I can scooter to the city area. No, I didn't get a new scooter. I just got my scooter back. And we're not gonna talk about that.
Which, the day that she left Preston, she said multiple times that she was pretty sure her scooter had been stolen because he left it outside. And the only way I could think that she would get that scooter is if he came and brought it to her. And the other thing is she shows her fridge, and she has multiple containers of drinks.
I'll show you my fridge. Tea, energy drinks, food, more drinks, an energy drink I didn't finish.
And with how much she was struggling just carrying her stuff, I'm like, I know she didn't walk back to Kroger and carry all those drinks back herself. There is a chance that she did, have it delivered to the Airbnb. That's definitely a chance, but she's been the one saying that she wouldn't do that because she's trying to be smart with her money. She's saying that like over and over. So to me, I'm like, yeah, Preston has been there. She broke up with him and he was quite literally there that same night after everything that she went through. Now, it's obvious, like, after a breakup, you're probably going to have to see that person again, especially in this situation, because he still had a lot of her stuff. But in that case, you just need to be honest with your audience and be like, yeah, he did show up. He brought the last of my things, but that's it. But instead, she lied. She lied after people, yet again, gave her money to help her get out of her situation. So at this point, you're probably like, why is all of this under the chapter Khalie Gets a Job? And that's because ultimately all of this is the reason she got fired from said job. So Khalie's boss, Beth, ended up exposing her. Now, I will say, I don't know exactly when all of this was dropped, if it was like right before this happened or right after. But basically, Beth was trying to work with Khalie and help her get out of her situation the entire time Khalie worked for her. It seems like they tried to make multiple plans that ultimately fell through. They even set her up a new bank account that Preston did not have access to. But see, during these lives, when Khalie is getting away from Preston, she's saying multiple times that her savings account is frozen and that she doesn't have access to it. And she is kind of blaming her boss or her coworker, I can't remember which, for convincing her to switch banks. Yet again, another thing that's not Khalie's fault. And even though at some points in these text messages, she seems to be getting frustrated, she says, "Call me anytime." Now, these messages are particularly frustrating because, number one, it seems like she is admitting to having a benzo problem. And even though Beth is offering to help her and letting her have a free place to stay, she's saying that she has requirements like needing a TV and also needing to be able to have other people over because otherwise she's just gonna think about Preston and want him back, which feels very entitled when someone's offering you a lot of free help. And also, this is the type of help that a lot of people who have been in Khalie's situation probably wish that they had. Okay, and these messages seem to be from the night that Preston got arrested. And as you can see, Beth is offering to help. She's saying, I'm here to teach you. I'm here to help you. And then in this next one, she says, do you need me to come get you? And she says no. But again, in all these streams, she's saying she has no one to take her anywhere. She has nobody to help her. When that is a blatant lie. Her boss was willing to come get her. And then this screenshot as well, which you can see he mentions that she had to go to the hospital because she drank too much and flipped over on the bed and hit her head, which sounds like the injuries that she went to the hospital for that night when he got arrested. So she was at the hotel room already. And then this other screenshot between, again, I'm assuming Beth and Preston, and where Preston's saying that, yeah, she'll leave, but she's just gonna call me to come get her in the middle of the night. I believe that this whole situation just felt like another betrayal to her audience, especially because it's just so much that she says she has nobody and no money and no anything, and none of that's true. She had like $9,000 in the bank, and she had somebody willing to help her, willing to drop anything and come help her if she called. Obviously, Beth was done after this point because it doesn't matter how much help you offer somebody who's not willing to take it. I think at this point, a lot of people were starting to wonder if Khalie's entire online presence was just a scam. Was this abusive / toxic relationship all just a skit to be able to panhandle online? I think partly yes and partly no. I think they do have a extremely toxic and abusive relationship, and they do scam people online. I do. But that's just my personal opinion, and remember, it does not mean shit. Sorry if I went a little too long in this particular section because we're still nowhere near done with Khalie's story. There was just some things that I feel like haven't been covered quite as much in this particular part of her timeline that I kind of wanted to dig into a little bit more. That's all. Okay, so this next part is going to go over basically February, March, and part of April, but it's not going to be like a definite timeline. I'm just going to talk about some of the things that happened during this time. And then I'm also going to talk about the various disorders that she claims to have. So during this time, Khalie does actually get her own apartment. And for a certain amount of time, she was actually claiming to be single and that she wasn't with Preston and that he wasn't around, which just wasn't true. There was apparently a TikTok that she posted where you could see him in the background, and then when people pointed it out, she took it down and then re-put it back up with him edited out.
Man, y'all, I've moved on to better. Anyways, no more sneak dissing. Howdy, y'all, and welcome back to Khalie's Cafe. It's been a really long time. It's also been a really long time since I've talked to y'all, like for real talk to y'all. So hi, I think I'm coming back, but I'm gonna come back with the exception of no longer reading comments. I think that's what destroyed me. So I'm finished. My boyfriend won't stop smoking cigarettes in the house. And I lied about not reading comments. I'm definitely gonna read the comments still. I'm just gonna limit myself, which my man helps me do. I have to be really considerate and really like give him all my love that I have because he just divorced his wife for me, which I found really concerning. But you know, at the same time, I kind of found it.
Oh my God, what is that? Oh my God, what is that?
Just another example of Khalie lying to her audience over and over. So at this time, people were saying that this apartment was secured with donation funds, which you have to remember, people still didn't know what had happened with the fire GoFundMe. So it's easy to understand why people were assuming that they were living off of that donation money, because at this point, I think people were still thinking that they stole all of it, or at least a good portion of it. Now, at the same time, Khalie is getting accused of abusing multiple types of drugs, but specifically benzos. Benzo is short for benzodiazepine, which is basically a downer type of drug to help treat insomnia and seizures. Some of the examples are Xanax and Valium. She has talked about suffering from insomnia, so I don't know if these are prescription for her or not. It doesn't seem like it because it seems like Preston is the one who gives them to her. But Khalie, anyway, has denied taking these. But that is yet again a lie because her boss put out those text messages where Khalie herself admits if she leaves Preston, she will have a benzo withdrawal. So not only is she taking them, but Preston is providing them to her. Not only were they accusing her of taking drugs, but they were also accusing her of drinking quite a bit, which was obvious in some of her lives because she sounds pretty messed up.
I would be the best mother. Those things are giving me, you know I would.
In the future.
Not with you.
Now's not the time to have a child.
But baby.
And she even does a couple at-home drug tests, which she had to fund money for, by the way. But they only came back positive for THC, but none of these tests actually had for benzos. So people were like, okay, cool, but that's not what we're saying that you're taking or what you said you were taking. And also, Khalie has been known to not take her own prescription medication correctly. I've definitely heard her say that she's taken too much of something. And if I find it, I will put it in here. But I've definitely heard her say like, oh, I took too much of my whatever medicine. Okay, so now we're going to talk about Khalie's various disorders. So the main one that most people actually believe her on is emetophobia. I may have already mentioned it. I probably should have mentioned it earlier if I haven't, but it is a big one. Emetophobia is an intense, overwhelming fear of vomiting that can cause significant distress and lead to avoidance behaviors. Khalie has talked about this pretty much since the very beginning of her channel. There's even a clip where Preston is pretending to gag around her and she is freaking the fuck out. So I'm going to put a list up here of all the disorders Khalie has claimed to have. Someone on Reddit put it together. This was definitely not me. And we're not going to go through all of them because, yeah, this video is already going to be long enough. But I do want to talk about Tourette's. Now, I don't know if she has claimed to have Tourette's itself, but she has definitely claimed to have tics.
Tics, by the way, according to the internet. So yeah, enjoy my cock, enjoy my fake tics. Yeah, I bet you wish. Yeah, boy, you wish. I need a fucking knot. George? Why am I fucking triggered? If your cats are meowing back at me, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna read the comments. When did these come? Fuck you, Chucky. Cock pussy. Okay, these came.
So I have showed you guys a lot of clips of her, and I have also watched a lot of her content, a lot of her lives, like hours long, and I don't see that. I don't see these types of tics. Now, what I do see a lot of is shaking. That's actually something she's very consistent on, is shaking. She'll bounce her legs or she'll shake her hands or her arms, but these type of verbal and kind of physical tics besides the shaking, I don't really see. Now, one could argue with her substance abuse that could maybe help reduce the tics. I don't even know if Tourette's that are that advanced can even be treated with medication. I honestly just don't know. So if there's anyone with experience in this field, or if you have Tourette's yourself, just put your experience down in the comments. I'm actually genuinely curious, and especially coming from like real people who deal with it every day. And another thing that I just think needs to be talked about with Khalie is the ED situation. I'm gonna be very careful on how I say things because YouTube is really cracking down on a lot of that, and some of it is rightfully so, and it's been a long time coming, but still I just want to be careful. If you go through Khalie's reposts on TikTok or whatever, there is a lot of pro ED stuff on there. and she would talk about wanting to lose W. And then in some of her TikToks and videos that she made, you could see she would have W lost pills and things like that. Now, in the emetophobia, it does say that can end up leading to disordered eating, because you can become very scared to obviously put too much on your stomach, or you might choke or something, and that will lead to throwing up. But it seems like it may have led into having some sort of ED because of the obsession with her W. I'm sorry, it sounds so weird saying W, and I'm sure it sounds extra weird to you. I just don't know what the YouTube overlords will allow me to do sometimes. And obviously people are not upset with her for potentially having an ED, besides the fact that it is unhealthy and unsafe to leave untreated. But so much the way she shows it online, the way she kind of encourages it and flaunts it, can be harmful to other people, especially those who are probably actively trying to recover, and just problematic in general. So in April 2025, Khalie posted a video detailing a brutal attack that was done to her while walking the streets of Memphis late one night. I'm throwing up another trigger warning. This is detailing SA and grape, so just warning you.
In the situation that I ended up in yesterday. Anyways, my charging port on my phone was not working whatsoever, and I couldn't get it to work. I had to use this portable charger that you put on the back of your phone. I didn't want to use that because it was hard for me to hold my phone and use that at the same time. And then there was this glitch where it kept on turning on and showing me the Apple screen and then turning back off, and I was just like, ooh. So I freaked out about it, and I was like, okay, I just need to go get a new charger because Twinkle always tears up my chargers. Twinkle's my cat, for those of you who don't know. And my boyfriend wanted to sleep. He was tired. It was around 12 a.m. Reasonably, he's not going to drive me to a gas station to get a charger. But luckily, and a little unluckily, I live by a good few gas stations. Therefore, I decided to go on foot. I walked to a marathon, and that's whenever I realized I forgot my wallet, that I didn't have any money on me, or my ID on me, nothing. And as you know, my phone is not working. It's not turning on. I have no way to know exactly where I'm at. I just got to remember where I came from. So I could see a Circle K from the marathon, and I went to Circle K because I know that place is like busy at night. People were running in and out. Then I met this 50-year-old man who was holding pizza and stuff. He put it in a crate. He asked me if I was homeless. I said, no, I'm not homeless. I just left because I got mad at my boyfriend. He immediately started trying to get me to go somewhere with him. And me having nothing to do, being angry at my boyfriend, I'm like, whatever. So I made the dumb decision to go with him wherever he wanted to go. I was like, because he swore to me it wasn't far, and I was scared of him. I was scared of him, but I just was like, he says it's not far, and, I can run if I need to. Well, at least that's what I thought. Anyways, he takes me to this place, and I sit on the staircase until his friend lets me into the apartment. Now we're in this little apartment building, and they're giving me alcohol. I look away from my drink for a second, and I'm talking to this lady, the lady who owns that apartment. They are making fun of me for not smoking crack. But I look away, and in the corner of my eye, it looked like he dropped something in my drink. But I wasn't sure, and I wasn't gonna, accuse. I drank it anyway. Soon after, he started rushing me out of the apartment. He wanted to leave, and he told me that makes him very... He said he was just looking at me, and he was as the cement.
So it was at this point that he started to touch her inappropriately, grabbing at her, trying to kiss her. She kind of turned her head away and said no, but wasn't really forceful with him, because then he revealed himself, if you know what I mean, and then just took her hand and put it there. She was obviously scared to run away or to piss him off because who knows how far he would be willing to go. And so what she did is she convinced him to go to a gas station that she was familiar with and knew was close to home so she could have her bearings about her, because she is intoxicated and possibly drugged at this point.
Anyway, since he was homeless, I figured I was going to just buy him a hotel and leave, walk myself back home. So I withdrew $200 from the ATM to get him a hotel. He made it take forever to go to the hotel. I was walking there with him like a dumbass. But I was at a point where I was scared to run. Oh, did I mention that I was really, really drunk at this point, and he bought me alcohol, and I was like really drunk at that point. So I was not in my right mind whatsoever. That's the only thing I can say is probably the reason I was going to walk with him, because I didn't know how to get back and I didn't feel safe walking alone.
He assaulted her multiple times on the way to the hotel. So I'm not going to get into all the details for obvious reasons, but I will be linking the full video down below so you guys can go watch it for yourselves. So after the assault in the hotel, they end up leaving, even though she said she bought the hotel for him and she was just going to walk home afterwards. But he said he didn't like it and he would rather sleep on the church steps, which is where he was sleeping before. And then he told her he wanted to go to Goodwill, so they went back to the ATM to withdraw more money, but her card was locked and the failed transactions caused Preston to come and find her.
He shows up to the location. I stayed at that ATM for about 15 minutes, hoping he would see the transactions. The moment he showed up, I told him everything. He called the police. Dude immediately got detained, and I went into a crisis center. But yeah, my card's fucked up, can't use it anymore, and I have no access to my money. And that's it.
So I'm just gonna be honest. People did not believe her, which is awful to say, because in this situation, you don't want to think that someone would lie about this. You don't want to think that someone would lie about an assault of any kind, but let alone one of this magnitude. But she has a history of lying, and there were inconsistencies in her story. So I will point those out. This is not me not believing her, because I do think something happened that night, something that she did not agree to. Do I think maybe everything happened the way she said it happened? Probably not, but that could also be because she was intoxicated and possibly drugged, but it could also be because she's not telling the full truth. So first off, the clips that I just showed you are from a video that she ended up deleting. I don't know how quickly she deleted it, but I think it was pretty quickly. And she ended up replacing it with this video that is much shorter and does not go into as much detail as to what happened.
I was robbed and raped in Memphis, Tennessee last night 3 times by a 50-year-old man. He was homeless, and although I don't have any money except for money for rent, or I did, I was taking money out of my savings to get him a hotel just for 2 nights. Because I wanted to help him. He spent $80 on the hotel and the rest on drags that he tried to force me to do. This happened orally, you know where, and the behind. And I will tell you, I've never been through anything more painful. A police report was done. A grape kit was done. You know what it inside of me. And my bank card has been disabled and I lost all my money. Therefore, I cannot pay rent in the next few days. All because I wanted to help a homeless man. I have damage to my cervix and bruises all over my body. And I don't want to be that bitch, but I really think that I need to make another GoFundMe so I can afford rent, so that I can get my cat food, so that I can fucking eat. My boyfriend showed up after a failed ATM transaction because he had locked my card right before I got disabled. And I stayed at that ATM for 15 minutes hoping he would find my location, and he did. He showed up and he called the police. And I love him more than anything because I think he saved my life. But please be careful around Memphis. Never walk alone. Never walk alone at night. And don't fucking talk to strangers.
So I think the first and main reason why people did not believe her is because she talked about setting up a GoFundMe yet again. She said her bank account was locked and she had no access to her money, and that just doesn't make sense. Like, okay, he locked the account, but then you go to the bank and they unlock it for you and they issue you new cards and everything. If your bank doesn't have a card printer, then they usually send it in the mail and they'll give you the option to withdraw whatever amount of cash you need in the meantime so you don't go without money. And then there are the inconsistencies in her story. So first she said she left her apartment because her charger wasn't working and she needed a new charger.
And I was like, okay, I just need to go get a new charger because Twinkle always tears up my chargers.
But when she met the homeless man, she said she was mad at her boyfriend. And that's why she left and that's why she went with him.
He asked me if I was homeless. I said, no, I'm not homeless. I just left because I got mad at my boyfriend.
And this was all around midnight. I guess there's a chance she was mad at him for being asleep and not driving her to go get a charger. And then she says as she was walking to the gas station, she realized she forgot her wallet.
I walked to a marathon, and that's whenever I realized I forgot my wallet, that I didn't have any money on me.
But then later on in the story, she said she used her bank card to get the homeless man a hotel room.
Walked myself back home, so I withdrew $200 from the ATM to get him a hotel.
Someone pointed this out in the comments, and she said she later found her bank card in her purse. But you think when telling the story that she would have started it off with, well, I thought I had no money. I thought I was stranded, but my bank card was in my purse. I just hadn't found it yet. And then there was the fact that she pointed out that something was put into her drink and she may have possibly been drugged. But yet she seems to remember the whole night pretty well. I'm not going to say perfectly because, yet again, maybe that is why there's these inconsistencies in the story. Just trying to give her the benefit of the doubt, I guess. And then another thing that I want to point out is she had pulled money out for him again after he broke his pipe. So she said that he had a total of $250.
I was withdrawing more money for him. Oh, this shit makes me mad. This money was coming from my savings. This was money that I needed to pay rent because I don't have money except for money for rent. But I'm doing this because I'm kind of fearing for my life. So more money out of the ATM for this dude. Paid him back, and then we finally walked to the motel. He only spent $80 on the hotel. Meanwhile, he had like $250. I tried to get him a few nights there because he was sleeping on a church porch.
So I'm assuming that $250 is the money that she gave him. And in the shorter video, she says she lost all of her money.
And my bank card has been disabled and I lost all my money. Therefore, I cannot pay rent in the next few days. All because I wanted to help a homeless man.
And then in the longer video, she says she just lost access to that money.
But yeah, my card's fucked up, can't use it anymore, and I have no access to my money. And that's it.
But she's also been implying that her giving this $250 to him wiped her out for her rent money, when my first thought is, what rent is $250? And I'm pretty sure they were in an apartment at this time still. They were not like hotel hopping like they usually are. And again, if it is that she just lost access to the account, you can get that handled. So in response to people not believing her story, she actually posted herself filling out some paperwork, I'm assuming from the crisis center that she was at. And someone noticed that her MRN number was shorter than they normally are.
Hi everyone. People have noticed that Khalie's MRN number is not a valid MRN number, and this is what she has to say about it. She says that she doesn't even know what an MRN number is. This shows that she's not even taking the paperwork she's showing us seriously because it's all wrong filled out.
Well, Repzilla actually debunked that in his video.
I did a little bit of research on the MRN numbers. And yes, it can be legitimate, especially in smaller local facilities or specialty clinics like the Shelby County Crime Crisis Center. Regional clinics are centers where fewer patients than large hospitals. Some systems do use short MRNs if their internal patient count is low. It's a specialty or standalone system. Forms do match the standard service documentation used by Tennessee crisis centers.
Well, it looks like he put the forms into ChatGPT and asked if that was real forms and a legitimate number, and it said yes. So again, do I think this whole situation is fishy? 100%. Do I believe that something happened to her? Yes, because Khalie is continuously in situations that are not safe. And yeah, things like this can happen if you are not being smart. And she is obviously not prepared to protect herself in any sort of way if something happens, and clearly was not able to. In the end, the fault does lie with the person who chooses to essay another person. All I'm going to say is please be smart about the situations that you put yourself into, especially when you are by yourself and vulnerable. Okay, another trigger warning. This part discusses overdosing and a possible unaliving attempt. So please just take care. Not too long after the assault, Khalie was spotted at a Starbucks and she was not in a good state. So Khalie clearly looks out of it, and people were comparing this to a fentfold. On the off chance that you don't know what that is, basically is when someone bends over like this and kind of looks like they were hung out to dry. And it's just when you do fentanyl or some sort of drug with fentanyl, I imagine, then they kind of get this stance. I'm definitely not an expert, so I cannot say whether that was a fentfold or not, but we can talk about the changing stories surrounding this clip. So Khalie posted this onto her Snapchat, saying she just attempted so hard just to be bullied online worse than ever. So by her wording, that leads people to believe that this was a unaliving attempt. And then there's this video saying, doctors say I'm lucky to be alive, but I failed again, which would again make you assume that this was an attempt. So she does make a video explaining the situation.
I was released from the ICU today after being in there for 3 days. At the time this video was recorded, my blood sugar was below 50. I took a bite of my cake pop and immediately fainted. I have zero memory as to what happened afterwards, but as you can see, I'm breathing very heavy. I want to let y'all know that at that time I had a cake pop in my mouth. I was inhaling it.
So somebody who apparently worked at the Starbucks and saw the incident happen commented this, so at least it seems the cake pop part of this video is true.
And I'll tell you, I mixed a lot of stuff with my medication that night. I took my Seroquel, I took my Paxil. I took propranolol more than I was supposed to. And a drink. My EKG says that I was showing symptoms of a heart attack. I think the faint was from hypoglycemia. They also think it could have been an accidental.
She goes on to express her frustration with how people responded to her and the fact that the Starbucks employee recorded her in the first place, even stating that it was against her rights, which just isn't true. She was in a public place.
Starbucks, your workers really need to do better. Thank you to the doctors who saved my life. But my rights were very violated that day. So y'all should let me know how I should pursue this.
She's kind of implying there like she wants to pursue something legally, like maybe suing someone, maybe the Starbucks worker. But you were in a public place and you are a well-known figure. I won't say that you are famous, but people know you. Especially at this time with the blue hair. She was very, very well known for having that blue hair. If I was her, yeah, I would probably feel violated as well for being filmed in that position. But I feel like you need to have this as a wake-up call. Look at me, I'm passing out in a Starbucks with cake pop hanging out of my mouth. Obviously, I'm not doing well and I need help. And in this video, she does talk about getting some sort of help, but the fact that I still have quite a bit more to talk about shows that it didn't really stick that well. Or she didn't do it. I don't know. So I don't think a GoFundMe was ever made, but Khalie did continue to dry beg and legitimately beg for money online. There was multiple times she would be like, oh, I went thrift shopping and I spent too much money and now I can't get home. She also likes to use Twinkle a lot, saying like she doesn't have a litter box or she doesn't have any food. Can someone please send money for this? Which to me just feels like you are trying to guilt people into sending you money. And I guess the money that she made begging and from her social media wasn't enough for her, so she started selling some spicy content. And honestly, I don't have a problem with her selling that type of content. She is an adult. She can make her own decisions on that. But what I do have a problem with is, now this is alleged, is that she was selling some older content from when she was underage, which is obviously illegal even if she is the person in it. And she knows that because she tells Preston that in that phone call that we listened to earlier in the video. There was also apparently some age play involved. Age play is generally a situation where a consenting adult chooses to act like a child of some sort, and this is considered a kink, yes. Now, age regression sounds similar, but it is different. It is basically when that person reverts to a childlike state of mind, and it's more of a coping mechanism from some sort of trauma, PTSD, or any other type of mental health issues. Age regression is not considered sexual. Now, I have not consumed any of her spicy content. That feels like a really weird way to put that. But oh well. So I cannot tell you what I really think about this. I'm just putting it out there that this is what people say, okay? Her and Preston ended up getting kicked out of the apartment they were staying in because of the numerous fights and yelling and cops having to get called over and over. So they end up going back to hotel and Airbnb hopping. And I do believe this was around June or July of 2025. Khalie starts making some posts like this.
Could somebody hit me up personally and book this hotel for me for 3 nights? I'm in a bad situation that I need to get out of. I have my bags packed, but absolutely no access to the money that I've made. Wonder whose fault that is. But please hit me up if you can. It would mean the absolute world to me, and I will pay you back ASAP. It's only about $100. PayPal is not accepting payments, so do not pay me on any other app. I just need you to book it on your own. I'm so sorry.
And I guess this pissed Preston off pretty good because he started exposing her. On her Instagram story, he started posting things like this, saying that she was taking off while he was asleep, not texting her, left an ovulation test on the counter, saying she spent over $1,000 in one night, and that she won't calm down without some sort of sedative, and that she's been kicked out of the Airbnb that they just got to because of how she was acting. And the biggest revelation that he ended up posting was a screenshot of the bank account where it shows that they have close to $15,000.
Oh, hell no! Here, who does she fucking think she is?
What?
Who the fuck does she think she is?
Listen, if by this point in the video you are surprised by Khalie lying about money, then I don't know what else I can tell you. I don't know what I can do for you, okay? That's all this girl does is lie about money. Listen, Preston trying to act like he's innocent almost, or at least not as culpable at this point, is just bullshit, okay? He's probably the one who taught her how to do this. So he ends up posting these videos of her where I guess he's trying to break up with her and she's being told she has to leave the Airbnb and she's just not wanting to leave.
Preston, I can't live without you.
You can't be here, Khalie. You got trespassed. The host doesn't want you here.
I'm going to leave. I'm going to. I just want you to come back to me.
I'm not coming back to you.
What do I do?
You're an adult. Figure it out, just like I can figure it out.
But you're the one who basically... Can you stop recording me?
No, this is so I know you don't come inside this house. The host doesn't want you here.
I'm not coming inside.
They don't even want you on this property, and I have to go.
Can I hit that vape?
No. You just got your own vape.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you did. I had a transaction at this place or whatever that used my card on. So
no, I didn't. Please talk to me.
I can't.
Please talk to me. Preston, I need you. Please!
So he posted this conversation with the Airbnb host, these messages between him and Khalie, which are just very toxic. A picture of Khalie laying on her backpack outside of the Airbnb, refusing to leave. The cops getting called and her being removed from the Airbnb, and then of the ovulation test that he found in the bathroom. She ends up at her own Airbnb where she posts multiple videos asking for some money because, yet again, she does not have access to her accounts. And she says that Twinkle does not have a litter box.
So, by the way, I'm not asking for PayPal payments, maybe Cash App. I don't know if Cash App will even... Please no trolling me. Please no trolling me. If you're really gonna do it, please help, because she hasn't been to a litter box in over 10 hours, and every store is closed, and none of my cards work. He canceled all of them, and he took my PayPal card with him to Georgia. Look at her. She's mad that she doesn't have a litter box. Why are you doing this to me? Please stop. Please stop. I'm in recovery. Okay. Yeah, but if you are willing, the total is going to be like $30. And I'll send you my address.
She also posted a video saying that she does not know what people are talking about when it comes to that $15,000 in her bank account.
I don't know what 15K y'all are talking about, but I don't have access to $15,000. If it was something that he posted, please know it wasn't. Bruh. It wasn't reliable. I've been awake for over 24 hours. Please don't. And I feel like I'm gonna throw up. But guess what, y'all? I'm handling it really well. I'm handling it really freaking well.
She would claim that he got a restraining order on her, and also would go on to post multiple videos showing bruises and talking about some attacks that he did on her. And I'm not going to show them all here. I may put some blurred images up because I don't even know if I can show them on here. But I am going to leave the links down to the Reddit pages down in the description, of course. I'm going to leave links down to quite a few things that I got information for this video from, so you guys can go and, check it out for yourselves. So there was even a point in the conversation where people were wondering if they should even believe if this was real, because Khalie and Preston had become kind of known for doing these skits on their lives where I guess they would fake argue, and it would be to kind of promote their spicy content. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really dig into that. I just was like, okay, that's more information to have, I guess. Honestly, Khalie having this much money in the bank wasn't that surprising to people, because she would have these crazy shopping sprees. It was usually from the thrift store or the dollar store, not anywhere crazy expensive or Walmart, but still, when you buy a lot of cheap stuff, it still adds up. And that just did not make sense with how often she was begging for money online.
You're a liar and a thief!
After this incident, Khalie went MIA for a little bit, and then she shows back up living in this home that I assume is an Airbnb, though there was some conversation on that it might be her mom's home, but I don't think so. And you didn't really see any sign of Preston for a while, but eventually she kind of gradually started saying my boyfriend, this, that, and it was okay, they're back together. And most people are assuming that they were back together pretty quickly afterwards, because that's kind of their normal cycle. They have this huge dramatic blow up, break up, quite literally get back together within a couple days, and then pretend that he doesn't exist on social media because they know people are going to get mad at her and not give her as much money. So we have officially gotten to the part of the story where we need to talk about Vdiddy.
So, have I been in age gap relationships? Yeah, of course. Let me ask you this though. Is that really a bad thing?
So this is Vamp Daddy Evil. The Reddit pages have dubbed him Vdiddy, and I just like that a lot better. I believe he's mostly known on TikTok and X. TikTok, he has around 16,000 followers, and on X, he has just a little over 4,000. Now, when you go to his Twitter page, this is what you are met with. It's just a lot of cringe stuff, a lot of NSFW stuff, and I highly suggest you do not go look at his page if you ever want to look at a can of Monster without thinking of him. Okay? Just don't do it. Okay? Look, you heard me, right? Just don't do it. Don't do it. So Vamp started coming into the picture summertime of 2025, though he actually slid into Khalie's DMs back in May of 2025. And that is just really weird behavior from a guy who's like 30 years old. You know, he's chatting up an 18-year-old, or at least trying to at this point. But what makes that even weirder is this is not the first time he has done this. He apparently has a type, and that is problematic alt/goth girlies who are very small and also very young. And he straight up says multiple times that he has a size kink. So I'm not gonna go deep into his lore, but just enough for you guys to understand the picture on who we're dealing with. So Vamp's ex-girlfriend is a girl named Ray, who got a lot of backlash online for her racist behavior. And I guess he liked that because he started defending her online, and when she made a Fansly account when she turned 18, he immediately subscribed to it. So they dated for a little while, the relationship was messy, and the breakup was even messier. He was apparently the suspect in one of his other ex-girlfriends who went missing. She was eventually found and he had nothing to do with it. But what was weird about it is instead of being worried about her, he made these videos kind of alluding like he did have something to do with her being missing. And that's what his content is just trying to be really edgy. And I don't know, it doesn't come across that way. It just comes across as weird, like weird and creepy. So there's two sides to how people see him on the internet. There's the one side that sees him as a legitimate predator and someone who has possibly harmed people in real life, or he would harm somebody in real life given the chance. And then there's the other side that sees him more as a sad, lonely dude who's pretty weird and is just trying to make money on the internet by rage baiting everyone. So he slid into Khalie's DMs, but he also started popping up in her comments. And he posted this video where he made this little shrine to her and was feeding the pictures a cake pop, which is alluding to the Starbucks incident. And then of course there are the videos he made about wanting to keep her as a pet and have ownership over her, and that he genuinely thinks that he could help her and that he wants to help her and just take care of her completely. I feel like anyone honestly wanting to help Khalie would know that being in a relationship is the absolute last thing that she needs, especially the kind of relationship that he seems to want. He just wants a pet. He wants someone that he can fully control, which again, I guess if that is totally consenting and you're into that, that's cool. But Khalie's been in a DV situation for quite a while now. That's probably not the best place for her. She needs to learn how to stand on her own 2 feet. Well, his persistence paid off. She started communicating with him, and she even let him send her a little care package thing.
They were opening packages from a mysterious secret admirer, I would say. Starting now. It's a t-shirt. How was he able to put that tag on it? I'm kind of scared. Let me show you. It's a t-shirt. I don't know who that is, or why my hair's blue and pink. I have a pixie now. Okay, that's sweet. Thank you. Self-care coloring books for littles. I'm 18 years old. I will be 19 very soon. But thank you for teaching me that I should be drinking plenty of water. Your water chart. That's a lot of water. I don't drink that much water. That's crazy. Eat healthy food. Now I will never... Sorry to the sender, but all of these items will be going in my biohazard bag. I don't know what you mean, because I do know you, and you do know me. This is disgusting. This is gross. Self-care is so important for littles. This coloring activity book will encourage your special little to practice good self-care, like tidying their room, making bed, drinking plenty of water, being honest about their feelings, and so much more. You make me ashamed to say that my name came from a vampire book. Kalika. But they called her Khalie. Now to the fire pit. I saw that you fed me, well, a photo of me drenched in this kind of cake pop. I think we all know, when I go to Starbucks, this is the one I would get. So you were wrong if you were wrong about me. You should go check on your ex-wife, maybe.
I find it funny that she is saying that the Littles coloring book is disgusting. Like, she hasn't been leaning into that whole side of the internet with her spicy content, which she denied that she did that. But when you are promoting that type of content and you are wearing bluey underwear and like it's showing, people are going to think that that's what you mean, okay? People were obviously worried about Khalie, that she might make the mistake to leave Preston and go with Vamp. But between this video and then this screenshot right here, it definitely seems like that wasn't going to happen, because she writes, "Your ex-girlfriend is missing and you're the main suspect. Do not try to butter me up and love bomb me when your heart holds no love and you could never mean anything more to me than a piece of dirt on my floor."
Ouch, town population, you bro!
So it seemed like this whole Vamp and Khalie thing wasn't going to happen until Preston went to jail. And it was for DV, and apparently it was pretty bad too. I'm not going to read this out loud because it's pretty bad, but you can pause to read it yourself. And again, I'm going to be honest, this timeline is a little fuzzy. I've kind of had a hard time putting it together, but I think he got out and broke his no contact order and went back in. And it was around this time that Vdiddy actually took a bus to Tennessee from Iowa to see Khalie in person. So this video of them getting kicked out of an Airbnb started going around, and obviously everybody's freaking out because it's like, is she leaving with him? Where are they going? And then Preston decides to jump into the Discord and put his 2 cents in about it. And I guess he's not in jail at this point. I don't know where the heck he's at. But he dropped these screenshots of Vamp in the doorbell camera waiting for Khalie, and then also some screenshots of their text messages. And in the text messages, Preston says that Khalie left because she was scared of him and didn't want to be there when he got there, but she ends up leaving with him, so I guess she wasn't that scared. And then there's this voice note of Preston, which is just ridiculous.
That's also what I'm concerned about, because Twinkle always, like, this place right here is paid. Twinkle has food, Twinkle has litter, it's always clean. I'm always making sure that I can feed her. I was gonna DoorDash some food for her here, so she could have food, but she took Twinkle to wherever the fuck they're at in a hotel, and I guarantee you that Twinkle don't have no fucking litter box over there. Like, and I don't even know what the hell the plan is, or like why this is happening. So Twinkle does not have a litter box.
And I just call bullshit that he gives any shits about this cat. I really do. He was just threatening that cat to her, a few days ago at this timeline? If nothing else, a few weeks ago? No, shut the fuck up. You don't care about that cat. And just after what he just did to Khalie, and now he's trying to stand on a moral high ground about the cat, like, shut up. Listen, just because he's a bad person doesn't make Khalie a good person either, but no one deserves that. Okay? No one deserves that. And then Vamp posts this picture of him and Preston, and it just made everyone wonder, was this whole thing fake? Was it all just to get views and to cause more outrage? It just felt like a giant eye roll moment for everybody. So Vamp goes home and he starts crashing out. He is pissed off because he said she was originally going to go back with him to Iowa, but then she started freaking out, saying she didn't want to leave and she wasn't ready to leave. I'm going to throw up a little slideshow of his crash out and you guys can pause to read. He ends up showing this screenshot, and I suppose it was to try and make Khalie jealous because in it, it shows him sending presents to another girl. But these presents are legitimately toys, like for a small child. That just goes to show the exact type of relationship that he wants. And with his history, and I didn't mention this before, but there are girls who have been calling him out for trying to groom them and actually grooming them. And his ex, Ray, also known as Sick and Pretty, was underage when they first started communicating. So Vamp goes back to Iowa. Khalie and Preston go back to doing what they normally do. Except one night, Khalie is posting some pretty concerning TikToks. Kind of like she was planning on doing something to herself, if you know what I mean. And she ended up going MIA for a little bit and people were really worried, and Vamp ended up being the one to update people. So I'm assuming this is Discord that he updated, but in this he said the police came for a wellness check and now she's being put into some sort of mental health facility. He mentions a psych ward and possibly rehab. And honestly, I think for a little bit of time, people were hopeful that she might be getting the real help that she needs. She has done stints in mental health facilities before, but I don't think it's ever been for like a long extended period of time. She only ended up being there for a couple weeks, I think. I honestly think she needs to be in a real rehab/therapy program, an intensive program that she can just completely immerse herself into. And honestly, yeah, I think she would have to be there for quite a few months. She was released, all of her piercings were removed, and it just kind of went back to how it was, unfortunately. She apparently had a seizure.
Story time about the seizure I had 3 days ago while I gave you a motel tour. Anyways, I walk into the UPS store, and I already had been having an anxiety attack all day. All morning, did not sleep, got 4 hours of sleep at night. Anyways, in the UPS store, I noticed my handwriting was a little bit off, and it kind of freaked me out a little bit, but I didn't know how to feel about it. I thought to myself my hands were just shaking because of my anxiety that I had been having and my lack of sleep. So in the UPS store, I got my package, and I started walking toward the door. I stood at the door for just a few seconds, staring blankly. Apparently my hands went up in the air towards my chest, shaking like a shit ton, and then I collapsed onto the floor. I don't know how hard. I don't weigh a lot, so probably not too hard. I was not on any medication whatsoever when the seizure occurred. But yes, I fell to the floor. I had already lost consciousness. I have no memory of walking to the door or leaving or anything after signing my name. When I fell to the floor, I started seizing uncontrollably. With my eyes open, is that normal? Now my face is covered in red dots from busted blood vessels. I think that happens whenever you have a seizure. But my CT scan looked good. My chest scan looked good. Everything looked fine, and nobody knows the real reason why I had a seizure.
I feel like a lot of people are assuming she had a seizure probably from the substance use, even though at this time she was claiming to be sober. But you can see moonshine in the fridge. So okay. And also at the end of this, she drops her Cash App and her PayPal. So it's like, okay, this was just another dry begging incident. And there was also another live that they did, I think on Clapper. And people are asking about the restraining order or the no contact order, whatever it is, in the chat. And those words must be blocked in the chat because people are calling it a no-no near. I guess it all got dismissed because Khalie never showed up to court. And so no testifying was ever done. And they actually put the paperwork of the dismissal up on the wall.
What are no near? What does that mean?
I don't know what that means. They're asking about the restraining order. There is no restraining order. Case has been dismissed. I had a good lawyer.
It's on the wall. But you can't read it. It's on the wall. I taped it to the wall.
Actually, hold on. Show one. Show this.
No near.
The disposition was lack of prosecution.
Yeah, I didn't show up.
And then they also talk about Vamp in this live, and it's pretty funny.
Mr. Iowa meth head?
Meathead, bro.
Oh,
Meathead.
I want to know why he goes by beefcake. The fuck is a beefcake, bro?
A nasty term for like a muscular man. Didn't he try to kidnap you?
Bro, I got letters.
He wouldn't let me leave.
On all my...
I cried and I cried and I cried, and then I had to take too much of my, not too much, but enough of my medication to knock me out, and then he photographed me in my sleep. And posted it.
And then I stole you back.
Yeah, I kept on, he called Preston, and I kept on telling him, to call, Preston, and I kept on telling Preston the location that I was at and that I needed him to come and get me, and he wouldn't. He wouldn't.
I will say though, you told me we were together during that time, and you said you would send him away, but you felt pressured to go see him.
Yeah, no, because I felt bad because I didn't expect him to ever come that far, and then he came that far, and so it's just like, okay, now I have to,
But you don't.
But you don't understand. I feel like I have to. If somebody came like on a 9-hour train ride to come see you, but you didn't believe them and they actually showed up, I felt like I had to, be around them for a minute, and make sure he was situated. So he booked a hotel, and that's where I stayed around him for a couple hours.
So dangerous.
Luckily, he didn't hurt me. He knew my address because he'd been sending stuff to me through DoorDash.
Bro, the shit he sent.
Yeah, he says we did stuff. We didn't. And I have no reason to lie about that. Oh, but he does.
We had a long talk about that the other day.
I know, he won't stop accusing me every single day.
I don't accuse you. I don't believe him.
That's what I'm saying. It's the craziest thing that happened is that nothing happened. You would have expected it to. But no. Nope, nothing. And he was telling me stuff like...
Well, in your defense, I feel like if it did, he would be bragging more about it the first time or some shit.
Is it true you did
Don't answer that question. That is not true.
No, that is not true.
I'm really not that surprised by what they have to say, but there was even more concerning things in this live. So she actually admits to doing math. Y'all know what I mean by that, right? Yeah, you do.
Smoke weed. But I used to, a lot. Wasn't you?
No, we don't.
Why can't I be honest with them?
Because we don't talk about that. You don't want to be known.
I want to tell my truth.
About what you were doing?
Yeah. I want to tell my truth, and I want to tell my reason why. The comments disappear because he's deleting them.
It's only a few months. I would recommend it again.
Okay, well, I'll tell my truth. I was going through a really bad phase with my body, and I wanted to be smaller. I was taking so many supplements to be smaller, but nothing was enough for me. And, I realized I did my research on a bunch of medications, and I tried to get put on Ozempic by, lying about my age and weight and height, and
and that didn't work out. And then after that, I decided to do that. And I did that for about a month until I got sickly anthrax, if you can say that. And I got treatment. I went to a facility, and yeah, it is kind of like Adderall, but
It really doesn't seem like people were that surprised by this admission. I think people were more surprised just that she admitted it in the first place. She says she only did it for about a month and she got treatment. Who knows if that's true? She does look a little better here than she does a few months prior to this. So it's definitely possible, and we do know that she went to the mental health facility for a little bit, and so she had to have been clean during that time. But even though she may not be on that particular substance, she still is not sober, and you can clearly tell by this clip here.
Yeah. Hey, good. Are you good?
I mean, we all know what that looked like. There's a chance she was just sick, but with her history, I highly doubt it. And there's other times throughout the live where she's really slurring her words, and at one point she needed Preston's help to stand up, which she blamed on her seizure, which unless she had a seizure that day, maybe she did. I don't know. Honestly, I didn't hear that. That just seems unlikely to me. So come November of 2025, guess who gets arrested again?
You know what? I got flashing lights too, bitch.
I'm not gonna lie, I found this video pretty funny. Yeah, I think Khalie was just being held in the car to probably keep her separate from Preston, and yeah, he was arrested again. Well, Khalie ends up being alone for a few weeks, I guess, and we know Khalie cannot stand to be alone. And then one day in December, she goes live from a moving vehicle.
Okay. Because I cried today, and I didn't want to go back, but I felt like shit, and I couldn't be alone. I was like, dude, I did this to him. Even though he hurt me, I just felt like I did this to him because I'm gonna call the police. I need to get far away, because if I'm not far away, I'm gonna end up doing the same shit I've done every time, and I'm gonna end up going back to him, and I can't.
Only there was some big, scary, jacked guy who was willing to kidnap you.
Jacked guy.
It means muscular.
I know it, but I was just trying to make sure that's what you said.
It is what I said, but I also know you need some explaining sometimes. It's okay. You know I'll teach you.
Brother, what's that?
Am I being kidnapped? No, this was completely consensual. Completely consensual. Completely consensual. I'm an adult. He is an adult. I make my own decisions.
So Vamp drove 11 hours to Tennessee from Iowa to get her. At first, people were kind of confused, like, wait, is this actually happening? But that live and these pictures confirmed it was in fact happening. And people were worried, myself included, because one, she's so far away from home and she doesn't know this dude. And what he posts on the internet is not good. And he's actively tried to groom girls. It was honestly very scary. And a lot of people in the Reddit were freaking out, thinking this was going to be the last we saw of Khalie. So things got real weird real quick when you went to his Twitter. He started posting some very inappropriate pictures and videos of Khalie, of her coming out of the shower, and she is not dressed. There is nothing to the imagination, and stuff of them together. He at one point carved Vdiddy into her chest. And there was a couple other things that he posted that I don't even think I can describe on YouTube. So, and one thing that I wanted to point out that I noticed at the time as these were getting posted, she was never looking at the camera like she was a consensual participant in the taking of the photos, if you know what I mean. And say, even if she was looking at the camera and smiling and it looked like she was okay with it being taken, that doesn't mean she was okay with it being posted. Now they are officially in Iowa. She is at his apartment and she posts a cleaning video because, oh my God.
Hey motherfuckers, come with me to clean the infamous Vamp Daddy Evil's bedroom with only Dollar General supplies. We're recycling all of this cardboard. There's like 1,000 fucking pizza boxes. What the hell, man? I don't know what this tool is, but I'm putting it in the kitchen. If y'all want more, there are a couple of other rooms I can do. There's just no furniture here. There was a cute little before and after. I had to sweep with a scrub brush because there is no broom or vacuum. And my budget was only $40, so now I only have $13 left. Ah! I didn't know he drank so much chocolate milk, but now I know he drinks a lot of chocolate milk and eats a lot of Domino's. Which I'm scared of Domino's and chocolate milk. Isn't that wonderful? I guess he likes ice cream too. A lot of these are just going to be befores and afters at that point because there was just too much shit to pick up. I'll make sure to post more cleaning videos of this because, make sure you stay till the end because the after results are fucking beautiful. But you can kind of just see that the trash was basically the furniture, which now I'm kind of sad because I don't know what to do. I'm just going to lay on the mattress on the floor and have panic attacks now. Yeah. Thank you for being here, by the way. You're about to see the after result. If you're worried for my safety, I'm safe. I promise. I'm just 10 hours away, and it's really scary for me. But here's the before, and here's the after. I really hope you enjoyed. If you want more cleaning videos in here, let me know because there is a shit ton more work to be done. Bye-bye!
So apparently this means help, the little hand gesture she is doing right there. I personally didn't know that, but people on Reddit said that. And again, it has a lot of people feeling very torn. It's obviously we don't want this video to turn into a true crime video, but she did make this decision to go there. She said this was consensual. She had him come and pick her up. So it made you wonder, was she just, oh my God, what did I do? I made a horrible decision by coming here, freaking out. Or was it bad things are happening to me here and I need actual help? You know what I mean? They end up going live that night and it's a hard watch. I'm not gonna lie. It's a hard watch. So I didn't watch this live as it happened. I saw the clips of it the next day, but watching those clips just made me so incredibly sad because it just felt like you were watching a girl who just no longer cared what happened to her. It almost kind of like you can see her dissociating and just exiting away from her body. That's what it felt like to me. And honestly, in that moment, all my frustrations with Khalie went away and I was just honestly worried for her. I think a lot of the other people who had been following her felt that way too.
Doesn't stay with us. We're taking care of her. She's just stressed getting used to her environment. She doesn't hate you. I'm just telling you, she just needs space right now. That's all it is. You see her passed out with those toys? She's having a good time, okay, baby girl? Look what you did. They're still spamming rehome Twinkle. Guys, we're not gonna rehome Twinkle. She has a good place here. Can I have Khalie next? I don't know Khalie. Can you? Maybe
if you're a woman, you can have a friend.
No, she loves women.
It just feels right.
See, I told you they like you better like this.
Finally, now we have over 100 viewers.
I told you they like you
Finally
better
caught
like
you
this.
live. Well, hi there, Josh.
Look at that, you're live and it's not 3 a.m. in the morning.
It's usually the time I'm awake. I slept pretty good in the car. Don't flash me.
I'm not.
You can't flash me.
I know the rules here.
Is the only time that anything.
I know the rules here.
Am I okay? No. A normal lifetime queen. Yeah, I slept in the car. So I slept pretty good. He's so lucky.
I really am.
Yeah,
She's
but you're all over X anyway. Who's X?
That's Twitter. I may have posted some nice videos of her, rather intimate. And maybe, your face is definitely
I'm telling you, I'm telling you, that's what I like.
But speaking about X, yeah, her face is a small one. I don't know what it's doing. But
I know
speaking
what
of,
it's doing.
let me talk, baby girl. But speaking of X, yeah, my Twitter is Vampire Beefcake. She doesn't really have much of a Twitter, but I posted some rather intimate things of her if you want to go search it there. Another username I commonly use is VampDaddyEvil. If you search that on Twitter, I should pop up as well. I'm the big jacked scary guy.
She does not look happy to be around him and uncomfortable. And at one point, he even like grabs her and like starts spanking her and swinging her around. And it's just so awkward.
You're not getting it that easy. Bros into kids. They think you're into kids.
I'm an adult and a consenting adult who's been an adult for over an entire year.
Yeah, fuck it, I'll spank her again.
Oh my God. Bro.
There, you happy?
I did not expect that. What the fuck? Y'all are evil. What just happened? They asked where the fit's from. Where'd you get it from?
This is from Doll's Kill. It's very nice because it ranges to an extra small motherfucker. 2. What do you want for the 2, baby girl?
For a 2? Rotate her. What are you gonna...
Rotate her. Sure, fuck it, we'll rotate you. Stand up.
Yeah, I've already been rotated.
We're doing it again, aren't we?
Okay. Okay. Ah. I don't understand. I don't get it. My ass is literally right there. My ass
You're
is...
covered. It's fucking...
No, all my cheeks is showing.
So...
What the hell? Strange. This is so weird. Who is that?
Hi, my name is VampDaddyEvil. Probably not going D&D tonight, guys. Sorry, but I know there's a certain content type y'all want to see that I'm trying to help you.
We're getting like a lot of views for now. That's why I want to go live on your...
I don't have a Clapper account.
Not a Clapper.
TikTok.
Just your TikTok.
The shit we're doing here would get us taken down from TikTok, baby. You know.
That's actually what ended up happening. The account that she was posting the most on TikTok at that time was, I believe it was called Call Me Spider Lily, and it ended up getting banned that night. And there is a video where she's asking him for one more of something and he's telling her no. And people are speculating if maybe that's one of her benzos or something.
Sorry, I know it's probably not exactly what you guys wanted, but she's going through a hard time, of course.
And I'm mad at you.
Oh, what did I do? Oh, yeah, the wig.
No, just that.
What else?
Where's my bottle?
That? You're not getting it, I'm sorry. No. Because one more is going to turn into one more, and you know that.
No, it's not.
That's exactly what you would say if I didn't let you pick
Homophobia.
People noted after this clip that her demeanor started going downhill even more. And in this clip here, Vamp discusses the content that he posted to Twitter, saying that she gave permission and that she was okay with it. And somebody in the chat says, wink if that's not true.
On the Twitter, no comment.
You guys realize she's there when I record it, right? Like she knows she's being recorded and it's getting posted, right?
Like, well, I'm sorry, I came out here to help support you, Khalie.
No, you're fine.
Hold on,
You're
man.
fine.
Eventually, Vamp goes to sleep. It's just her on live. She's crying and she's really upset.
Do you want to hang out? I want to FaceTime. No, I mean, I'll be honest with y'all. Right now, I'm on hydroxyzine, and I drank a little bit. I did, and I'm 100% honest. I'm not afraid to admit it. Y'all deserve to know. What did I take? I took hydroxyzine. I don't know if that does bad when it mixes with anything, but that's all I did. If anybody wants to, meet up with me outside here, I'll literally show you all the shit I got. I got 3 bottles of meds. It's hydroxyzine, trazodone, and, I forgot my sleep med. It's like, it's, I forgot what it's called, but I would show you. I know it'll give away, like, well, actually, I couldn't show you anything. I'm not sure, though, because, like, I don't know what the numbers on them mean, but I know that the address on my medication is the address of my house that burned down.
So she is admitting here to taking her prescribed medication with alcohol, which is not good. And again, she is known for abusing her own prescription medication in the past.
Luna, yeah, I'm okay. Yeah, I'm okay. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay. Feels like home. I want to see my environment. It's beautiful. Can I zoom? It's so beautiful. Yeah, shit.
It is so crazy to me, but also not surprising in the least that this is Vamp Daddy Evil's home. Okay, this is how dudes like him live. Okay, almost every single fucking time they live in a disgusting, filthy, either just a room. I'm surprised he has his own apartment, actually. She kind of sounds like she is having a panic attack or fighting having a panic attack, and I would be too, because this man has been telling her that he is going to take care of her. She's not going to want for anything, that he has all this money to buy her whatever she wants. And this is what she walks into. She walks into this trash-filled home, cat shit on the floor. Her cat is stressed, doesn't even want to be around her, which is totally understandable. Cats are very sensitive to change, and she dragged Twinkle 11 hours across the country in that stupid backpack carrier. I'm personally not even a big fan of those, just in general, but also especially for long trips because there's just no room to move around in them. Well, obviously the whole situation gets to her and she makes a run for it in the middle of the night. This was the first clue that people were like, oh, she ran, because Vamp commented on the video that she made about cleaning his room. It says, "I'm not mad, you're not in trouble, reach out to me, I want you to help." I'm assuming he actually means I want to help you, but whatever. She posts this video asking for someone to take her and Twinkle in, preferably a woman. Then in the screenshot of another video that she posted, she says that the police did pay for a hotel for her. So she went to the police and told them that he had been posting pictures of her without her consent. She did tell them more than that as well, but we'll get into that in just a minute. When she goes live from the hotel room that the police paid for, people noticed pretty quickly that Preston is actually the mod on there. At first, he's commenting like he's getting her a bus ticket and he has it all figured out, but then he backtracks and says no, she's going to be stuck in Iowa until she takes this seriously. And then he also mentions that Twinkle can't get on the bus. So Khalie ends up rehoming Twinkle while she is in Iowa.
Oh, you're so sweet. Oh my god.
Oh shit.
People were actually really proud of her for rehoming Twinkle. This is something that people had been telling her to do for quite a while now, and rehoming a pet is never easy. Now, Khalie did make it back to Tennessee, but it wasn't because of Preston or because of Vamp or anything, because again, she was begging for money online. There was a parody channel of Vdiddy that popped up right around this time, and Khalie ended up commenting a lot on it, and I'm just gonna show a little montage of that. And I will go ahead and do the same for the few things that Vamp said about Khalie. So Khalie went MIA until two things happened. She ended up dropping a song about what happened and also decided to threaten legal action against the woman who so kindly took in her cat. I'm going to go ahead and leave a montage of all of the text messages between Khalie and this woman. It's really upsetting because at one point she says that she's stable and she's on her meds now, but I think it had only been a couple weeks since all of this happened, and I'm just like, girl, there is no possible way you are mentally stable right now. She's probably much better than she was, but she should not have that cat. She has not been good to that cat. She has dragged that cat from hotel to Airbnb to motel over and over, continuously. It doesn't have money, so she says, for the litter boxes, for food. There was at one point where Preston alleged that Khalie had left her locked in the storage unit. I don't know for how long, but she should not own animals. She is not in her right mind to own animals. Twinkle is in a much better place, and from what we have seen, she is being taken care of and looks like she is adapting well. But not only that, Khalie is was actively looking for a new cat already. So it's like, please, no one is buying this act, okay? No one. And I'm just gonna drop a little bit of the song that she wrote about Vdiddy. Here's the thing when it comes to this whole situation between Khalie and Vamp. Khalie was not sober. Okay, she had been drinking, she was taking her medications, and he still chose to have sex with her. Not only to have sex with her, but then to post these things online, like literal proof that he did. So just because the fact that she is not sober means she cannot consent. But what is very frustrating about Khalie is he is a known predator. Okay, everybody has known this for months and months. Khalie knew exactly what she was driving into, and she still chose to go with him all the way there. That 1000% does not excuse what he did or make what he did any less wrong, but again, it just adds to the level of frustration with her. Speaking of the frustration, this is one of the few things she has posted since all of this went down. And I just don't think anyone is surprised at this point. Well, this is where the story had ended up until a couple days ago.
I have had a lot of people ask me to make this video, me to clarify the situation, say what happened, so here we go.
And I don't know about you guys, but I personally feel like I am losing my mind. I have been working on this video for a bit. I thought my head was gonna explode when I saw that Vamp was planning on posting a video about his side of what happened and what has happened with him since. But he did it before I pressed export, so here we are and we're gonna talk about it. So he ended up posting a total of 8 parts about this, and to be honest, there's really not a whole lot to talk about. Most of it we already know, and at one point he says there is legal stuff going on, so he can't talk about everything.
Obviously, Khalie has been trying to threaten me with lawsuits, things like that, so I have to watch what I say. I can only say so much.
He said after Preston went to jail, he suggested about him coming and getting her and that they wanted to be together and that she agreed. So he just dropped everything and went. And on the way there was a semi-truck accident that I guess he was involved in. And he ended up having to get a new tire on the way there. And so obviously that was expensive.
I am very tired, so we end up getting a hotel. Ultimately, I have to call off work twice now due to the hotel situation. Still tired again because, like I said, I just hadn't been sleeping well. I hadn't slept much with her because I had to help her pack. I had to help her do a lot of things, and driving a very long time can take a lot out of you. So We're in another state at this point. We enjoy each other a little bit. I obviously kick my feet up and relax in the hotel. She does too. She orders some things, whatever. We stop and talk about what we want to do, what sort of life she wants to have. She decides that yes, she wants to do content and make money from that. And hey, I can bring a lot of attention to somebody. And a lot of people want to see me make content as well. You people can say whatever you want. At the end of the day, I'm still an attractive man and I still have a lot of people interested in me.
You know, I'm not even going to say anything, okay? I'm not even going to say anything on that. He goes on to say that he got her permission to post what he posted on Twitter.
So over the course of the next couple of days with Khalie, I record some photos and videos of her, every single thing I have ever posted, and she knew I was recording her. Every single photo and every single video I have ever posted of her, I have shown her and asked, hey, do you like the way you look in this? And are you okay if I post it?
I personally do not believe him on this because Khalie has never posted that type of content not behind a paywall. At the time, I remember thinking, oh my God, if he's posting this for free, like what are you going to have to pay to see? But that just doesn't make sense for Khalie. She is kind of all about the money. So why would she all of a sudden be giving all that out for free?
I told Khalie word for word that a lot of people told me that she disappears randomly and will just run away and just run off. And I told her I want her to be there when I wake up. And instead, what I wake up to is her gone and text messages saying that she Ubered off to a tattoo parlor, couldn't pay for the tattoos, and need me to come pay for them. Yeah, obviously it's pretty annoying. But I do it because, one, what am I supposed to do? And two, obviously I still care about her. But that's not really something good to be doing. And everyone knows that. And I'd like to think that deep down she knows that too.
It is so funny how he thought it was going to be any different with him. He really just thought he was this alpha male and he was going to be the one to tame Khalie the Flower Girl. And this girl came in and just wrecked his entire life. And I'm not that mad about it. There's an entire part where he calls out her family, her mom specifically, and it just feels very hypocritical.
Khalie had been on the phone with her brother, who, I'll be completely honest, not a big fan of her brother. I have a different view of him now. They wanted her to go back for the Christmas holiday. Keep in mind that this is the girl who, when she was assaulted in a disgusting way that I won't even describe, when she was only 12 years old, by somebody in that family, I'll just go ahead and say, Miranda, her mother's, her lover at the time, did some disgusting things to a 12-year-old girl, and I'll just leave it up to imagination what he did. And I'm going to let you know right now, kids don't lie about that type of thing. And if anyone wants to try to accuse her of lying when she was only 12 and is 100% a dead ringer for that type of abuse, you're a disgusting human being, and please never speak to me. And that's coming from me, by the way. If I think you're disgusting, you've probably really fallen off. To be completely honest with you, I have a pretty strong dislike of everyone in her family at this point, because they see this young girl going through a domestic abuse situation. And do they help out? Do they try to keep, the boyfriend of the young girl away from her? While she wasn't even really the correct age to be with somebody like that. If you know, you know. For some reason, Miranda, her mother, approved it, which not really surprising. It's not the first time that Miranda would let a young Khalie get hurt under her watch. But every single one of them sees her in this situation. And Khalie's been online for a while, let's be honest. We've all seen the condition she was in when she was growing up. But do any of them actually step in when she's actively being assaulted? And I just want to say flat out, yes, 100% Preston abuses Khalie. It's been documented. We have seen videos of it. We have had things leaked of it. We have had witnesses come forward. He has been arrested numerous times. It 100% happens. And Miranda, instead of saying, should I get my daughter away from that? Nah. Her brother thinking, should I step in and protect somebody in my family? Nah. What these people do, what they did is they literally sat around on Reddit and Discord just talking bad about her while she was in this predicament.
Everybody agrees it is weird behavior that her mom was online talking shit about her own daughter. He's being so unbelievably hypocritical by saying that Khalie was not the right age to be with Preston at that time, which, true, fair, but Vamp was talking to Ray when she was under 18. Anyway, he goes on to say that Preston and her brother both refused to come and get her if she decided she wanted to come back. He said that Preston still had access to all of her money, so it was even more shitty that he said he wouldn't come get her. But he just got out of jail, and a lot of times you're not allowed to leave the state until like the court hearing. So he may have actually not been able to leave. And with the amount of times Preston has been arrested at this point, he's got to be facing like some actual time, right? I honestly have no idea about the law and how all of that works, but I just feel like when you get arrested for like the same thing over and over and over, you should eventually get 1 or 2 years in prison, right?
I go to sleep, I wake back up, Khalie's gone again, and my ex-girlfriend is conversating with me. She's texting me, asking me to call her. She calls me and tells me that Khalie has actually gone to the police about me. I have no idea what, but I only assume the worst because she has a history of going to the police with abuse, and God forbid, even though, I would never do that to anyone, whatever happens is going to happen. And, as a guy, especially as a big guy, if cops come for abuse, they're taking someone, and it's sure as hell not going to be the woman. I have to pick up some antifreeze for my car, pick up a blue book for her anyways, just a little surprise to say that, hey, I'm not mad at you. I text her saying, hey, I'm not upset, just let me know what's going on, and, I'll come pick you up wherever you are. Get back, and when I pull into my driveway, like 8 cops immediately corner me, and yeah, they were not taking any chances. I am handcuffed, placed in the back of a car. They have a search warrant for my place. They go through, they take my phone, whatever. Ultimately, I'm not arrested at the time. The cops tell me that they would like to speak to me at the station. They offer me a ride there and back. And I know never talk to cops. Everyone will say never talk to cops, whatever. I don't care. I talk to the cops. So what? If anything happened, it's best to just get it out of the way. Say what happened, say what you did, and just deal with it. So I do that. I talk to the police. At the time, all I knew was, of course, what we did together. I don't know what she told the cops. I get a story told to me from some people that say that Khalie was not okay with me posting any of the content, which wouldn't surprise me. It turns out, however, that she has said more than that, and I found out at a later time. So anyways, I give the police my phone and give the police all the information, get into my phone, give the police, everything they need to know, everything they need to do. She had apparently told them I have content on my phone and that she had seen this content involving something that, let's just say, has the same initials as Cyberpunk, C and then the other one, yeah. Which I want to say flat out, absolutely disgusting. I never have been interested in that, never will be interested in that, and never was interested in that. The police don't find anything like that on my device because there's nothing like that on there, and I have no idea why she would ever say something so heinous, but ultimately, she leaves me no choice now. For my own safety and well-being, having someone do and say something like that when they're trying to honestly just get free things out of the police officers for free resources for a motel room, I lost my job. I lost my place. I'm living out of my car now. How awesome, right? But whatever, it could be worse. I have to look on the bright side. I can say that I'm still able to find employment. I'm still able to have money. I'm still able to get back on my feet. And there are people who have it worse than me who can't do that. So even though I'm in a dark place right now and not a good situation, I just have to try to keep moving forward.
The one thing that I will give him credit for is he rehomed his cats. He saw that he was going to lose his place, and he knew living in a car with them was not going to be okay for them. And so he actually used his platform and found somebody to take them, that's really good. Yeah, so Khalie not only accused him in the song that she wrote of seeing CP on his phone, but she accused him to the cops. And I mean, apparently they looked it over. And they didn't see anything, and they searched his place. Granted, his place didn't really have much in it anyway besides trash, which Khalie cleaned up. But after all of this, he's now living out of his car. And in a hilarious turn of events, he posted a GoFundMe. And to be fair to him, he only put it at $1,000, and a few people have donated, but what I find so funny is they're all anonymous, and that's probably a good call on their part. Okay, guys, this has been a journey. I'm not too sure if this is a better version of Twilight or a worse one, but I want to end with just a few thoughts. It is painfully clear that Khalie is a traumatized young woman who struggles with mental health, sobriety, finding good relationships, and she has scammed people. She's scammed people out of a lot of money. But I feel like she is not at the point of no return. She's 19 years old. she could turn it around. And if she took accountability for what she has done, and she never took another dime from her supporters, I feel like things could be different for her. But people have to stop sending her money. Vamp tried to call out her family for not being there for her, but at some point you have to say no. You have made your bed, and I can't continue to enable you anymore. And she lies to us all the time. I guarantee she does it to them too. Now, I still don't agree with her parents. I think they messed up. I think they messed up in a lot of ways. But in the end, I do think they love their daughter. And if she was willing to do certain things, I think her mom would let her in. Right now, people are assuming that she is staying at her mom's, but who knows at this point. I don't know, guys. I guess I just want to see the best in people, and I want to believe that everybody, most everybody, can choose to be a better person. And that's all I hope for Khalie. She is definitely not happy living the way she has been living. I think one day she'll wake up. I don't know when that'll happen. It could be years from now. It could be months. She could have already started the process and we just don't know about it. Anyway, that is all I have for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, especially if you watched all the way to the end. You are a real one. If you did, go ahead, drop some flower emojis in the comments for Khalie. Anyway, guys, I hope you have a good day, good night, wherever you are, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.
In case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Yeah.